Golf Channel's exclusive coverage of the LPGA Tour is presented by Prudential.
It is Sunday at a major, the first one of the season, in fact, and the final round of the ANA Inspiration underway from Mission Hills Country Club here in Rancho Mirage, California. Lexi Thompson, who won here back in 2014, starts the day with a one-shot lead. Lydia Ko's right there, the number one player in the game. Ariya Jutanugarn playing in the final pairing. Terry Gannon along with the Hall of Famer Judy Rankin. Thompson and Jutanugarn just got underway. Thompson missed the fairway. Second went to the bunker, played to here, so now trying to save par and stay at 10 under. Jutanugarn made her par at the first. 17 of 18 greens hit yesterday, Judy, for Lexi Thompson. She misses her first today.
And if this moves, it goes to the right.
So a drop shot at the first. And Thompson looking to win her second major championship, her 8th LPGA event overall, is now sharing the lead at 9 under par. Look at all those at the top of the leaderboard. The story just beginning to be told on this Sunday in the desert. Lexi Thompson is a well-known name. She may be young, but she's been around the game for a long time. This weekend, she's playing for her second major win. At the very place she won her first. She played like a champion yesterday. Today, some of the biggest names in the game follow closely behind. The final day of the ANA Inspiration. Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Rancho Mirage, California, it's final round coverage of the ANA Inspiration. 45 years out here, 2 hours east of LA in Rancho Mirage, one of 8 cities in the Coachella Valley. What a setting. How much history has been written right here at Mission Hills Country Club and the Dinah Shore Tournament course. Best in the game right here at an event that was once known as the Dinah. That statue high above Poppy's Pond. Terry Wilcox, the tournament director, named for him, and it's become a tradition since Amy Alcott back in the late 80s. Championed by the end of the day, making that leap. Will it be Lexi Thompson for the second time? Jutanugarn trying to win overall for the first time on the LPGA. Thompson 1 over on the day.
Needs to split those bunkers and catch the downslope, and she'll get a chance, I think, to go at this green in 2.
5:17 on the card, a little bit longer today, 5:21. Thompson, obviously the longest hitter out here, number 1 in greens and regulation overall for the season, has already won this year. Tom Abbott with us, Jerry Foltz, Karen Stupples, Jim Gallagher Jr., and Lisa Cornwell, who will talk to some of the players when their rounds are done. 66, the best that we've seen throughout the week. Up to the green at 5, we say hello to Tom Abbott.
Thank you, Terry. This is Pernilla Lindberg, who shot 66 yesterday with a double bogey. She hit it out of bounds at the 3rd, but still managed to shoot 66. Had a couple of eagles in that round. Moved through the field. That was for a birdie at the par 3 5th. Not her best effort. She's already had 2 birdies today, so Lindberg just a couple of shots back. Over to the 3rd, and Michelle Wee for a birdie.
Her iron play hadn't been too stellar. This is from about 60 feet, right to left breaker. Bogey at 1, missed a good opportunity at 2, but this has got some pretty good speed here.
Good putt from Michelle Wee, who's putted well from long range this week.
Tom, you look at that top of the leaderboard, 9 under right now. It was double figures, but the #1 player in the world in world number 3, top-ranked American in Lexi Thompson right there as well. Judy, you and I have witnessed some dramatic Sundays here on this strip of land here in the Coachella Valley. You got to believe by the end of the day we'll have so many twists and turns, so much drama before that champion makes the leap.
Well, I think that's going to be the case. It certainly looks like that will be the case. It was a big mistake for Lexi Thompson, the leader starting this day, to miss that green at the first. I think she could have put the ball on the green easily if she weren't worried about trying to get the ball close to the hole. But you know, that's the kind of player she is. She's become such a smart player now in her young years. But she's also a player that is aggressive and goes for it. So that sometimes explodes in great ways and sometimes not so much. She is so much more mature than when she won here 2 years ago. I would hope now, and I do think, that a little slip at the first hole isn't a big deal.
How much changes now that she bogeyed the first? What do you say to yourself inside? You started with the lead. You answer all the questions last night after your round. You're the person they're all going after. Now that's changed after the first hole.
What you have to say to yourself is, that's done. That's over. I've just striped it down the par 5 second, and I should be able to make 4 pretty easily here, so no harm, no foul.
Start the day with 15 people within 4 shots of the lead, so it really is anybody's game out here. And 5 of the last 7 winners trailed entering the final round. So if you believe in history, recent history, come from behind, might be easier here, you don't know. Champion Lexi Thompson co-led with Michelle Wie back in 2014. In fact, she was 10 under to start that day and won by 3. 10 under to start this day, no longer, but Lydia Ko trying to become the youngest 2-time major winner in LPGA history.
And she's just such a quiet plotter. You cannot ever discount this player.
Bogey-free 69 yesterday. This birdie putt on the way. If she's had a tendency this week, it's to come up short on the greens, and she talked about that. These greens, 12-5 on the stimp, but I'm not sure they're really playing that fast.
It doesn't seem as though they have been dangerous greens. There are places where you get above the hole and you have to be very careful, but at least from my eye, they don't look scary.
It's a 9.
Inbee Park, the world number 2. This for a birdie to get to 7 under. Trickier hole location at the 9th today, tucked over on the right side of the green. Good outward 9 for Inbee Park. Wouldn't it be incredible if Inbee Park won here, having been completely under the radar for most of the week?
Back at 2, playing with Lydia Ko, Inji Chun. This for par to stay at 9 under. U.S. Women's Open champ. Been away several weeks because of an injury. Hasn't played since February. Comes here, no rust whatsoever. Par to start here in the final round. And back in the fairway, Lexi Thompson after Jutanagarn laid up.
The tongue of the bunker?
Waiting to go for it in 2.
It goes like that in the back?
Yep. Go like that.
Control short swing.
Got it.
219 all the way back to the hole, just 193 front, 4-iron. Pretty good size downhill lie, and also ball slightly below her feet, so this 4-iron likely not to get over 12-15 feet in the air. And it is a bullet leaking to the right center of the green. Oh, it just hits dead into the slope.
Late charge yesterday, birdies at 15, 16, and then that eagle at 18 to grab the lead all by herself. But they share it at 9 under here as we are underway with our coverage in the final round of the first major championship of the season, the A&A Inspiration. All right, the third coming up just off this green at 2 for Thompson.
Yeah, it'd be 78 feet, wouldn't it? Hole on 26 yards today, and pretty much relatively straight. It's uphill the entire way, but not a lot of break for a putt of this length. Interesting to me is whether this ball hops initially, because she's almost putting it down into the slope. If it does that, it could cost it a lot of speed. Not too badly.
Sit now.
So a little bit of evident nerves thus far from both players in this group, but Lexi on the first tee, just like 2 years ago. The hands aren't as still as the mind.
Take you back to yesterday's round, Judy, and late after birdieing 15 and 16, she reached in 2. You love the shot in here.
Yeah, hit a great tee shot, hit a beautiful 5-iron to that point, and she played it the way a really experienced professional would play it. It was never in any risk at all, and it was just a beautiful shot.
It's a great finishing hole, isn't it? And one of the most well-known, certainly in the LPGA, if not in golf, and all the drama that's taken place there. Last year, Lincecum with an eagle, the 72nd hole. All right, 17.
This is Hana Jiang on the par 3. Hole-in-one prize here this week. 2 first-class tickets on ANA, and this one right on line. And that is fantastic from Hana Jiang. I think she could sell that for a lot of money to some of those players in the final few pairings. That hole could be pivotal come the end of the day. Let's go to number 2.
Gallery surrounding this green. Jutanagarn comes up short like Ko did. Interesting story here. Area, she and her sister Moria out here on the LPGA and playing golf around the world, but very close. The injury back in 2013, the torn labrum, that really kept her away and slowed down what was a spectacular start to a career. Up to 3.
Lydia Ko in the fairway at the 3rd. Karen Stupples is out watching this pairing.
I'll go right into the top.
Okay.
Has 155 to the hole off of a downhill slope using the 7-iron.
Located over that left-hand bunker.
And Judy, I think that's quite a smart play by Lydia, playing out to the right.
Yeah, good safe play and still a reasonable opportunity.
Taking a while to read this one. Thompson on the edge for birdie at 2.
Yeah, trying to do all the right things, though. Body language not too quick, trying to pace herself, obviously trying to breathe and just get into game mode. This one a little ticklish, maybe dying a hair right. No. Went left right off the bat.
Yeah, maybe just a little pull, Jerry.
She had a number of missed putts yesterday throughout the round that she would normally make at least half of those. Up at 4. We taking a look, our first look at Michelle here at 6 under, Jim.
Yeah, that was one of her better iron shot. She made bogey at 1 with a poor iron shot. Not a great iron shot back at the last, but this ought to go a little from her right to left early, but ought to be pretty slow most of the way there. Hole's cut just on a downslope, though. If it gets past the hole, it could get away. I just think a lot of the Bermuda's starting to try to grow in. That's why the greens aren't putting it to pace they'd like.
3.
Inji Chan also in good position off the tee at number 3.
That was from 146. And this one drifting way right, also very cautious.
Yeah, that's going to leave her a pretty tricky putt.
I quite fancied Inji to have more of a go at that one, Tom.
A lot of nerves out there. This means a great deal to players on the LPGA Tour. Jutanagarn and Lexi making their pars at the 2nd. They remain at 9 under par. There's Inji Chan tied for the lead. Lydia Ko, the world number 1, also in there. It is tied at the top, the final round of the ANA. The tee at number 3. This is Lexi Thompson.
Jutanagarn already hit a 3-wood down there nicely. Oh, that's right. Not coming back. That's further right than the first tee shot.
That is not the way to play the golf course here. It is really thick in that part of the property.
Straight slope like that.
She was it's almost though she was saying, that was a strange thing to say there. I wonder what she was alluding to. Let's take a look at the swing, Judy.
Yeah, that club drops in beautifully at the top, but you can see both feet almost off the ground, and just exactly why she didn't get the club squared up, I don't know, but she talked like she slipped.
Up at 6, Pernilla Lindberg for birdie and a share of the lead.
Hang on to this one. It can really be quick if it gets beyond the hole.
They have started the weekend thinking about helping her teammates from Sweden get a spot in the UL International Crown. Now she's thinking about winning.
Lydia Ko now for a birdie at the 3rd.
Inji Town has already put it up to just about a foot. This putt down the hill for Lydia. And Judy, you're right with the greens. They don't have that shininess, yellowness to them that you normally see on a Sunday here. They're still a little green.
You know, Karen, Jim Gallagher just referred to it, but Dave Johnson, the super, told me early in the week that as warm as it's been, some of the Bermuda is starting to come out, and he said he wasn't quite sure how that would affect the greens, but that might be exactly the explanation for...
That from 176, 7-iron needs a good kick.
Oh, not a good kick.
That was not the kick.
Just over that back corner there. I think it'll be okay.
It's in the rough?
You can see a lot of the ball.
Bounce over there.
And a good time to finish your thought there.
Well, as we look at our Golf Course Superintendents Association of America course setup, that might be an explanation by why they're not as quick as they read on the stem.
And Dave mentioned it to me early in the week because the warm nights have really made the Bermuda start coming in, and he wasn't quite sure how it would affect the greens, but I think it has kept the greens from really getting slick because they can get slick when it's this warm. 6,700, 63 yards. That ryegrass that's in the rough is juicy. It's a wide blade. It's thick. It has made this golf course a real test off the tee.
It's gotten warmer and warmer through the week. Early in the week, it actually got very chilly overnight, and the wind was whipping Monday and Tuesday, but not the last 4 days. All right, amateurs are a big part of this event every year. Hannah O'Sullivan, this earlier today to be the low amateur all by herself. Couldn't connect at 18, but good playing throughout the week, making the cut. One of a couple of amateurs to make it to the weekend. And we watched her over the course of the last several weeks, not just in this event. Ranked number 2 in the official World Amateur Golf Rankings. Committed to play at USC. Should have quite a career. 77 in the final round. Alban Valenzuela from Switzerland also 5 over, so they share that honor as low amateur here in 2016. Back to the 3rd.
What is Lexi going to do here, Jerry?
There were 3 options. Pitching it out, about 45 degrees left, trying to go over the tree ahead of her, which she couldn't get more than probably a pitching wedge over it. Distance is too long for that, 179, so she's going to try and hit a low punch fade with a 5-iron. I don't think there's any chance of getting it on the green. The best possible hope is that front left bunker, because if it's in the fairway or even rough short of that, she is short-sided to a tucked hole location.
If she could get in that bunker and get a little deeply into the bunker, it wouldn't be too difficult to shot.
That's exactly what she did. Looked like it rolled all the way up to the front edge.
No, I don't know if it did. Just seeing it there towards the back of the bunker.
Well, that's not as easy then.
Let's take a look at this one. On a difficulty level, how difficult is that shot to play, that low fade out of the rough?
Well, for a lot of people, it's really hard because you have the long grass, and it makes it very difficult to really hit that low bullet shot with some force. But she can come so steeply to the ball from time to time that no trouble.
Like she was quite fortunate to get it through the trees there. Jutanagan now.
Pitching wedge, pretty good line, 136.
Oh, good shot.
Yeah.
Handling the nerves a little better so far as Jutanagan, the Thai player, who we will talk more about as the day goes on, but she's had an interesting run so far on the LPGA.
Hey, Jerry, give us fill us in on Aria's golf bag, what she has in there, because it's really interesting.
It is. I've never seen a lineup like it. She has 1 wood, and it's not a 1 wood. It's a 3 wood. I'm sure a pretty strong 3 wood. And then all the rest irons, 2 iron, all the way through 4 wedges. That is very rare in golf, and especially rare on the LPGA.
Well, she's had accuracy problems over the last few years with the driver, and maybe she found the magic formula. Don't play with the driver.
Well, she said in Singapore, which is her best finish of the year, tied for 4th, she only hit the 3-wood. That week she was 57% in fairways hit, so she wasn't necessarily too accurate, but still averaged just under 250 off the tee, and wouldn't have got a lot of run, I wouldn't think, in Singapore at that time of year. So she has the length with the 3-wood, and that's what makes the difference. Pernille Lindberg having some problems here at the 7th. This is her 3rd shot.
Most often when you see a player playing a 3rd shot from here, they drove it left. There is a definite corner. The hole is a dogleg right to left, but you try to hug that corner to not go through the fairway on the right, and the trees are big.
Unfortunately, Pernille drove it into the right side there, Judy, so she's going to have that one for a par. Over to the 5th, and Michelle Wee to save par.
Yeah, she had a terrible lie, just grain against her. Couldn't do much, couldn't spin it. Just the most important thing was to get the ball on the green, but she's left herself a very makeable par putt, and this is the side of the hole she needs to leave it. I think she needs to just keep this in the hole. Be a big save for her, though. Kind of the way her day has started.
Well, it worked yesterday. She had 26 putts and putted well from that sort of range under pressure. 26 putts was the lowest number of putts she's had all year, but unfortunately not the start that we was looking for today. 2 bogeys already. Let's go back to Lexi Thompson, and Jerry, it looks like a pretty tricky bunker shot here.
It is. You nailed it. It didn't get very deep into the bunker at all, which was the goal. A little bit of a downhill lie, lengthy bunker shot. Most of the green where it's going to land and run till the flagstick slopes away and the wind's blowing away. She's 0 for 3 already this week on sand save opportunities, including the first hole today. This is a tough one. Couldn't have landed it any cuter than that, and it's still going to be 12 feet plus.
Lexi Thompson with that putt to save par at the 3rd. She's already had 1 bogey today. Bit of a nervy start for Lexi. This is a really important putt early on for Lexi Thompson, a par putt at the 3rd.
Certainly feels like that. Very slippery, bending right.
And not a confidence booster for Lexi. 2 bad drives, 2 bogeys in the first 3 holes. Get the ball running pretty well, but maybe a slight misread from Thompson. Let's go to 4.
Lydia Ko 2nd.
Using a 6-iron from a perfectly flat lie at the bottom of the slope. Plays about 4 uphill, wind slightly off the right. This is pretty good.
I'll tell you, Lydia is doing what Lydia does. If she should start to make some putts, get the speed right.
Chutanagarn makes birdie at the 3rd.
Chutanagarn is touted still as one of the huge talents in women's golf. The shoulder injury and ensuing surgery and all those things have really held her back. She went through a period of time last year where she missed 10 cuts in a row, and it is, I don't know, from my point of view, it's really nice to see her playing well again, because she's a very good player.
Thompson for bogey. Well, we've talked about the putting and maybe not putting as positive a stroke on it as she needs to at times, but this has not really been about the putting. It's been about the driving the first 3 holes. Now Lindberg for a par at the 7th. That's going to be a disappointing bogey for the Swede. She will drop back to 7 under, now 3 behind Chutanagarn. Let's go to 6.
And Michelle Wee's 2 over. Lexi Thompson's 2 over. Going to take a look at Wee in the ball flight with our Pro Tracer technology from Scott Trade.
Well, wind really helping from right to left. This was a 3-wood. Man, she's hit this hard. And this fairway has been hard all week, Judy.
Easy.
Settle.
Easy. No.
Go in.
That would be a yes. To 4 in Inji Chun with her 3rd from off the green, Karen.
has a nice lie and actually a chip that you can be quite aggressive with. It is back uphill all the way to the hole.
Back on the tee, coming off the birdie. Jutanagarn.
2 iron for area. This one turning to the left edge of the fairway.
Might not be good. Settles in there. You go back to when she was a 17-year-old pre-injury. 5 top 5s on the LPGA, an LET title, and just great promise. And now back nearly 100% healthy and starting to show it once again. Meanwhile, Thompson's got to turn this thing around
quickly, and starting from the tee where she has been, well, she statistically hadn't hit as many fairways this week as she has for the year, but she hasn't missed too many wildly. Today she's missed 2 quite wildly in 3 attempts. This is a 3-wood. And that is way left.
You saw her swing the club through the ball and kind of straight up, trying to avoid that left shot. Her best driving this week, she's only hit 10 fairways. She's played some really great shots from this thick rough around here.
but not missing fairways like this.
No, she is rattled at the moment. Now watch as she goes through the shot. From impact, she's going to go up and try to hold that thing from turning over, but she couldn't. Beautiful change of directions with Lexi Thompson. Not only on her toes, but kind of toward her toes that time.
Ko for birdie.
Back down the hill. Good, solid looking stroke.
Gonna be 4 straight pars for Lydia Ko to open up. 1 off the lead. 211.
Inbee Park was wild off the tee at the 11th, drove it way right, pitched it out to here, so this is her third. And flag today on the front of the green, and she's going to have that putt for a birdie. Remember, Inbee Park is 3 shots back. Having a good day so far. She teed off at 12:21 local time. The final group was 2:01, so she's a long way ahead.
4 under on the day, Brooke Henderson. This her second, going after it in 2 at 18, the par 5. This should come back a little bit too, Jude.
Yeah, good shot. This should curl around and come back right towards the flag stick.
Love the reactions at 18 here. Tee is up once again, 490.
Yeah. Fun finishing hole.
All right, this her third now for we at 6.
Yeah, I think she was a little surprised. Caroline's ball just didn't go anywhere, but Michelle hit that 3-wood so hard. Now this is 124 yards going right at the pin. She can still make par, though, with a good shot.
And that's a good one.
She has here earlier in the week. Yesterday, didn't hit greens, but she was 8 for 8 scrambling. Has dropped 2 shots already today to 4, and Inji Chun to save par.
Made a putt of a similar length on the first to save a par.
Always important in a major championship. Amazing what she's done this week off the layoff.
Yeah, only 6 days before coming here did she hit a few balls.
Yeah.
So she basically had a full month off and a full month away from the game altogether.
Lexi Thompson, as we can't see the golf ball.
Front is 140. I don't know, something like 8, 10 on.
Yeah.
It's like, just call it 150. Then off to the right. On our angle more at us than off the right. 150's playing. Yeah, 60, 65 shot.
Because I want to hit like a hole off.
I'm okay if you want to hit this one. Hold on. It is just the grass behind it.
Jerry, did I hear her right? She wants to hit a hold on?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
If you need any help to decipher that at home, she's going to hang on to it, not try to fully release it.
It's a bit of a downhill lie, but not a bad one, lying down green as well. 173 to the hole. Going with the held off 6-iron here. Got a clean line all the way. Very fortunate in that regard. Got it thinly, so it's not really jumping, and that's a good thing.
Brilliant.
Good shot.
Lexi has not gotten off to great starts this week. Just even par in the front 9, playing with Jutanagarn, who's 8 under in that stretch of the golf course. So it's been Area getting the better start through the week. Her best finish in a major, tie for 20th here at the ANA in 2015. Now her second.
Not a great lie. A little bit uphill. Not a terrible lie, though. 154 yards. That was 8-iron. She is a very strong player. This also needs to get up just a bit. Oh, quality shot. Well, it looked like it. I guess not.
Bunker,
From the
Jerry?
fairway, you can't see anything to begin with.
11.
It'd park for a birdie. Coming back down the slope here, Judy.
Quick, but not lightning fast. It really gets quick if it gets beyond the hole.
That's okay. Wasn't in a good position off the tee, so always playing catch up from there. It's just going to be a 5 for Inby Park. We'll go to the 5th and Lydia Ko.
This hole playing downwind today, Tom, and players really trying to land it into that upslope on the green, about 12 steps on. This is high, fading towards the hole, but that's well played shot.
Yeah, managed to get it to sit down pretty quickly, and a good chance for a birdie coming up for Ko.
She's playing the percentages so far today, Tom.
She's very, very steady, and that's obviously the game plan. Doesn't need to be too aggressive. Let's go to the 18th.
And an eagle putt for Brooke Henderson.
Very much like the putt that Lexi made late yesterday afternoon. Just slips to the right.
Only 18 years old, from Smith Falls, Ontario, Canada. And 1 win already.
Ji Chun on the tee at number 5.
This is a 7-iron. And to Judy's point, when you think about all the time she's had off, her greens in regulation stat has been improving every single day as she's got more and more comfortable with playing golf again.
There's a green in regulation for Chun. Let's go to 6.
B trying to save par again.
You know, Judy, when you make a change like she has with the short putts with bent down like that, you wonder how long. Ooh. And sometimes when you get under pressure, it's tough to adapt to that and trust that when you haven't done it long.
Yeah, my question with Michelle's putting, and we'll get back to that in a minute, but it's always about how she sees the line. Let's watch Aria.
From the bunker now, Jutanagarn.
Yeah, the ball is anyway, not both feet. This is an awkward stance to begin with, a lengthy bunker shot, and statistically not the strength of her game. Only a 40% conversion rate this season, and that's a lot of work remaining.
Gone 36 straight holes without a bogey. Challenged now to keep that going. And has not been in this situation in a major championship before.
No, not at all. And I am quite sure she's racing inside just a little bit. Had to kind of chop at that one. She couldn't afford to get too fancy trying to work the club underneath the ball because she was up there on that face of the bunker.
It's one player who hasn't been here before and one who has, but hasn't done this in this situation before in that final pairing. Both racing. Birdie putt for Brooke Henderson now, 18. Okay. This is going to be a name and a player that we're going to hear a lot about and watch a lot in the coming years.
Great attitude, great young girl. She has punched her ticket, I believe, to the Olympics, and Canada proud.
A lot of Canadians Canadians come out every week to watch her play, too. All right, Thompson, this for birdie. This could turn it around a bit.
Yeah, she needs something to happen. We saw yesterday she started off with 2 good putts on the first and second holes. And then after that, it was a long dry spell till she made her next putt, which was simply a kick-in, both holes 15 and 16. Only real putt hold of any significance or length yesterday was the final hole for eagle.
And this is outside that area where you expect it to go in. Maybe it frees her up, Jared.
Yeah, we've noticed that quite often with people struggling with the shorter putts. This one uphill. Bending a little right early. Good positive stroke.
That was really good.
That was a good putt. Maybe could have read it just one smidge higher, but she really stroked it well.
Yeah. Got to keep reminding yourself, too, you're just 2 off the lead, and you turned it around yesterday with a late charge.
Right now, she needs to play her game. She needs to get herself back to even par and then start something all over today.
Michelle Wee on the tee at number 7.
That might be flared to the right.
Yeah, bad drive. I still can't believe she's driven it in the water at 6. I mean, that is such a huge mistake, Judy, and you just, it beggars belief.
You know how far you carry it, and there's very little wind.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, here's a putt for par for Jutanagarn now.
Probably 15 feet at minimum. I've got it moving just a little left, slightly uphill.
She made her first par at the first hole today. Good try. She has played that first hole 3 over par and played the rest of the golf course 12 under. So maybe that par at number 1 would prove to be a good omen for her.
I just said it a moment ago, so she's going to blame me, I guess. 36 straight holes without a bogey until that moment. It's Ko, it's Jutanagarn, it's Inji Chun at the top. And again, Lexi now says, look, I'm only 1 back. I haven't played well at all, but 1 off the lead during the final round. Lexi Thompson started the day at 10 under, but she is 2 over. Just saw the first bogey in 37 holes for Area Jutanagarn. So guess who? It is world number 1 Lydia Ko up there. We checked in a moment ago.
This is at the 5th. This for a birdie.
Had a fantastic read from Inji Chun.
She took full advantage. The world number 1 is at the top of the leaderboard on Sunday of a major championship. But just looking back, there are a number of big-name players in the hunt. Let's see Lexi Thompson's tee shot here now on 5.
One with 8 iron, same club she hit very close yesterday under similar conditions. This one a little left. It's dropping nicely to the right.
So if you look at 5 under or better, 5 shots back, all of these players have been in the top 5 in the world. Lewis, Inbee Park, Nayeon Choi, Pedersen, Ai Miyazato, So Yun Yu, all looking for huge back 9 performances here.
As it should be at a major championship. Scott Trade with the Pro Tracer, ball flight.
And we know it's pretty firm down there short of the water. She keeps it just to the right of the water, and that's a really good spot. Ever so slightly a downhill lie, but not bad at all.
How is the ball lying for Michelle Wee at 7?
Well, the green's going with her, I help. 198 yards. 152 to the front. This coming out nice and hot. It's all the way back left.
Just keep chasing. It's a pretty good one there, Jim.
Yeah, that was really good.
Still going to be a tricky putt, but making up for a poor drive. Back to the tee at number 5 in Jutanagarn.
9 iron.
She's long.
Longer than Lexi?
I guess. Well, maybe half a club short, but still not bad.
Still 170-yard 9 iron.
Well, when you can play a major championship with a 3-wood and still be, what, inside the top 10 in driving distance for the week, you hit it long.
Back at 12, 3 under today in Inbee Park, looking for another one.
Pretty good swing from the right to the left, but she really put it out there.
You left with that then. 7.
Michelle Wee for a birdie.
I'll have to go a little bit to her right, but this the iron play has just put so much pressure on her putting. This might need to get up a little.
She had the line. Here Jutanagan now for birdie at the 5th.
Back portion of the screen, so very flat looking speed-wise, although just past the hole, it looks to be sloping toward the back of the green, but that could get away from you if you get a little greedy. She's looking outside the right. Good putt that was.
Yeah. Came through the AJGA, the junior system in the US, was their Rolex Player of the Year in 2011 and 2012. So has quite a bit of experience of playing in America and obviously being a member of the LPGA Tour for the 2nd year.
You're at 6, the 2nd coming up for In-Ji Chun.
From 149 off a downhill lie. She's using an 8-iron, and the wind has been playing tricks on the players on this hole. It's been swirling around. It should be helping, but every once in a while it will get a little gust in too.
Gonna be a long one coming back.
Okay shot, but it's not one that you think you might make birdie.
69 the last 3 days for In-Ji Chun.
At the 5th, Lexi Thompson for a 2.
18 feet or so, very flat looking to me.
Little bounce back considering the struggles over the first few holes. Let's go to 6.
Lydia Ko 2nd.
That was a little 9-iron.
And if you thought Lydia Ko couldn't get better in the last year or so, the fact is now she can work the ball both directions. She always did have a bit of a cut. Now she can draw the ball. She really hit quite a good shot there. It was the wrong club.
Yeah. Back on the tee at the 6th, a moment ago, Lexi Thompson.
Looks like hybrid. No problem there. Right of the water, even if it gets that distance.
Well, it easily got that distance, Jerry. It's in a pretty good spot now.
Yeah, I don't think that was on purpose, was it?
Par 3, 14th, and So Yeon Yu this for birdie to get it to 7 under. Past U.S. Women's Open champ.
She had one of our friends out here early in the week working with her on her short game and putting, and that is Ian Baker Finch.
None better to work on your putting than Finchy. Man loves to play golf as much as any, maybe as much as Julie Inkster, I think. Jutanagan.
Boy, that's a good-looking shot. It takes nerves to hit a 2-iron on that line. Any mishit at all, it doesn't clear the water.
How about that? No driver in the bag this week. Golf zone. Aerial look here at this golf hole. Jude?
Well, it's 391 on the scorecard, and from the tee box, this little peninsula, we always called it the island, is a good place to put your shot, but you can also drive it far down the right side. You end up with a really sloping downhill lie to a green that is really sloping from the back to the front. Hole today at number 6, just 8 paces on the green.
Did you get emails telling you it's not an island? Is that what happened?
No, but I realized that would be correct.
Okay. Ko's 3rd. 37 straight holes without a bogey. Should be able to connect on that. 1 under on the day. To the tee at 8, the par 3 for Wee.
Yeah, there's a little bit of right to left wind, 166 yards, 151 to carry. Hole location on the right, that's on a pretty good line.
Just releases.
Great shot.
Yep, still good though.
Really good. You must have had a look there for a second.
Trying to work that iron play out. was wayward even yesterday. Back to the green at 6, and Inji Chun. This for par. Remember, she was towards the back of the green, so we'll have this to stay at 9 under.
And even though Inji Chun hasn't played here that much, the putt from the back of this green to the front is typically so fast, and it looks it too, and that really had her fooled. And to come up short, you'd have thought would have been impossible, but this is another one of those testing putts. She's come through on the first 2 that she had. Can she do it again?
Watch how quiet her hands are. No movement at all.
21-year-old from Seoul in her first year on the LPGA Tour. That win at the U.S. Women's Open last year. A surprise for many, but certainly came well equipped from Korea, as so many do now. Jutanagarn talking about the wind and what they can do on the next shot as Lydia Ko tries to say par.
And on this green, when you're hole high, you know it's going to break. And this one is one of those left to righters, and even though it's short, it just gives you enough to think about.
Had the allergy problems early in the week. Not a problem yesterday or today. Settled their nerves on day 1. Top 25, tie for 25th. That's their best finish here. Hasn't played all that well here until this year. But you knew it was coming.
Yeah, if you're going to look at her resume a few years from now, there probably won't be anywhere that she hasn't played pretty well.
Back in the fairway. There's the look at the trees that you were talking about. Jutanagarn now.
With just a hint of a breeze helping, not much at all. 146 hole, 138 front, and a pitching wedge. Some lengthy short irons, for lack of a better way of putting it.
I tell you, it is not a lengthy golf swing. It's a very compact golf swing. It is an excellent, excellent golf swing.
Inby Park, nice drive at the 13th in a good position.
She's up on the left side of that fairway, so not down in the valley. Leaves herself a little bit longer shot into 13. And that hole way in the back today at 13. So beautiful shot, good opportunity.
Playing is the hardest hole on the golf course. Just 3 birdies so far at the 13th.
Lexi's second on the way at 6.
Gap wedge right at it. Hair too much, wrong side of the hole. Impossible to try and leave yourself an uphiller here, though.
On the tee at number 7's Lydia Ko.
Not surprised to see that she's just using a 3-wood here. She does still like to hit a fade with her clubs and the driver, and you can run through fairly quickly on the right, and that ought to put her just perfect.
Yeah, looks like it from high above. Lisa Cornwell is with us this week doing interviews, and she has Brooke Henderson with her.
Tom, thank you. Brooke, it's going to make taking that week off a little bit nicer, close in with a 67.
It is, for sure. You know, it was a really exciting day today. I had a lot of fun out there, which was a little different than the other days. I kind of really enjoyed my round and was able to make a few putts.
What's your biggest takeaway from the week?
Yeah, I really enjoy it out here. The crowds are awesome, and the atmosphere is just really amazing. And, you know, I didn't get to jump into Papa Ponds this year, but hopefully one day in the future.
Looking at your season as a whole, you've had several top 10s. This may be another one of those. How do you assess your performance this season?
It's been really steady. My game's definitely in a really good place, and I want to make a few improvements heading into Hawaii in 2 weeks, but I'm really excited about the way it started, and, you know, just looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
I know you had fun with the fans this week as well.
I did. You know, there was a lot of snowbirds, a lot of Canadians, and a lot of people from right here that were cheering me on, and I had a lot of fun with it.
All right. Enjoy your week off. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa, thank you. We talk about the Canadians watching her, but she's got a lot of American fans, too, based on what she's done the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Fans. She had her first win on the LPGA Tour in the Portland area, and just the beginning. I first met her when she was 14. Glad to see her doing so well.
So many young faces out here and in contention in the final round of the first major of the season. This is what took place at the beginning of the day. Thompson with the lead, 10 under, but well right off the opening tee, and put herself in trouble right out of the gate.
Yeah, maybe your hips get a little quick. Maybe you just don't have the patience to quite finish that backswing, and your hands and arms can't catch up, and you hang it way out there to the right.
Bogeyed there. Meanwhile, Ko ahead. This for birdie at 5 to get it to 10 under. You knew you'd hear from the #1 player in the world. Didn't know when. She's doing it early, but doing it methodically and the way she takes apart her golf course.
Yeah, it's rare to say that the person who is at the top, the best player in the world, is such a plodder. I mean, you always think they're going to be doing something crazy, but she just plods along and plays well every day.
Looking to go back-to-back. She won last week.
Keep your eye on Inbee Park, though. This is for birdie at 13. And that is a tremendous birdie today on a very difficult hole. Inbee Park, who has had her struggles this year with a back injury right at the beginning of the season, missed 2 events, had to withdraw from the first round of 1, and then missed the next event in Ocala. And now coming into some really good form. She played well last week, wasn't able to get the victory. That went to Lydia Ko, but now Inbee in the hunt once again. Myself in the booth, along with Terry Gannon, Judy Rankin out on the course, Jerry, Karen, and Jim. Lisa Cornwell will be handling the interviews.
Meanwhile, at the 8th, off the green, Wee for birdie.
Yeah, she's on the fringe, but the first cut's going to kind of affect the way she takes it back. Didn't quite come out solid, though.
Nor has her game been here in the final day. Back at 6, Lexi Thompson for birdie.
And a speedy one, as you know, down cliff from here. Not a ton of break.
Three times in a row now, it has seemed as though she stroked a putt really well, burned the edges.
Look down on this green, courtesy of ANA, inspiration of Japan. Condos all the way through in the homes, but never really interfering with the layout of this golf course. 1970, Desmond Muirhead designed it. 1972, the first ANA inspiration. And one in 1976, Tom, by Hall of Famer Judy Rankin.
Of course.
You look at me with that look of consternation.
Just kidding. That's 40 years ago. And
not much behind, only like 5.
very special moment, I'm sure, for
Only 37 carry that upslope on the front.
Well, it is, and we even then we
carry that by that much.
traveled here in a car.
We probably pitch less than
that's
what we did. Yeah,
Right to the left. The left edge of the tee.
No cable, though.
Good.
This is from 156. Lydia using an 8-iron. It is downwind. Looking to land it potentially in that little upslope to kill it.
Oh, wonderful. Could go in. It's a simple game for Lydia Ko.
Par 3, 14th, Inbee Park.
Just 123 yards down the hill today. Hole right near the front. Good shot. You really can't afford to get too greedy.
Is that on top here?
No. On 6.
They're at 6, Jutana gone for birdie.
Touchy one here that if anything drops right just a bit late. Or does it?
Where is Indio? When you need it.
The tee at number 9, Michelle Wee going with the driver. Going to take a look at our Scott Trade Pro Tracer technology. Straight away. Some players, Judy, like to try and hit the draw there, but a straight shot's just fine.
Yeah, this is in great shape, but I don't think there's any get home in it.
World number one is at the top of the leaderboard here at the ANA Inspiration. A lot of talented players on the first page and big name players looking to make a move on the back nine. At the 7th, Minjee Chun for a birdie. This is almost the exact same putt that we saw from Michelle Wie. We know that it should come in from her left. Good try. 7 straight pars to start the final day for Minjee Chun, the reigning U.S. Women's Open champion. She was a surprise winner in Pennsylvania last year. One of the very talented group of South Korean players who have come over to play on the LPGA Tour, mainly because of the Olympic rankings, the Rolex rankings, and trying to get into that Olympic team for South Korea, which is so difficult, Terry.
He was the last player to win back-to-back majors back in 2013. Ko's trying to do that. Inbee cozies it up. He'll tap in par at 14. As we have a moment to tell you, make every round count with the new Golf Now rewards program. Every round you play earns points for your next tee time. Simplest way to get rewarded for playing the game you love. Start earning today at golfnow.com/rewards. On to the 7th.
A lot of folks out there enjoying the time. I don't know why that lady's yawning. It's very exciting here, madam. Now let's see what Lydia Ko can do.
This putt should move just a little bit to the left. She's putting such a good roll on it today.
That was definitely the India effect there, Karen.
Well, it was also the effect of just not hitting the putt firmly enough. You know, and it's funny, you can't just tell yourself, I have to hit it, I have to get it to the hole. You just have to kind of wait for that feel, that touch to come through.
Look at the Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings. There will not be a change at the top. Lydia cannot lose the number 1 ranking. Inbee Park cannot lose the number 2 ranking. But this, I felt, Judy, was going to be a really interesting day for Lexi Thompson. There's a feeling that she could get to be world number 1. She's got to prove that. And today was a chance for her to prove it. Right now, she's not doing so.
Well, you know, there was a slow part of her round yesterday. And then she really, you know, kicked it into gear right at the end. So she is such an explosive player. Don't count her out.
Minjee Chun, they're 9th in the world. She has a chance to move up and potentially get inside the number 4 Olympic qualifying. Still a long way to go. July 11th is the cutoff, but a lot of focus on that back home in Korea for those players now. Okay. Jutanagan.
Ball well above her feet, 142 yards. No way she's going to try and hit an easy 9-iron from here and risk knocking it over the back of the screen. Tough up and down from there, so this is a pitching wedge. Pretty full one, I would hope.
Interlocking grip, as so many people do who start the game very young.
Starts off a little right of the hole. Looks like plenty of club, though.
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Nice look down from high above. You can see a slight dogleg from right to left at the 7th. Those trees that come into play on the left side, but not for Lexi, who's in good position.
Anything lands on top of it, it's perfect.
So that 106?
This is called 107.
107.
It's like straight down right now?
Yeah. You think it's like a 105 shot?
And the 107, yeah, there's 3 of her in it, somewhere in there.
Help.
I mean, help in it. Yeah, I like 105. Go with that.
Go right under the ball.
Perfect. All right, take this back.
Actual distance 119 yards. This is her cap wedge, 52 degree, just a little one.
Just hang up there. That's a chance for birdie for both players. We'll go ahead to the par 5 9th hole, where Michelle Wee has this third shot.
Yeah, she's only hit 4 fairways. This was one of them. This from 85 yards. Needs to carry it about 80 yards. Location cut over on the right side. This on a good line. Might need to spin a little. It does.
It's easier coming in from a bit further back, isn't it, Jim?
A lot easier from the short stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that rough can be a bit thick around there.
Go back to the par 3 8th, and Lydia Ko at 1 under, 10 under overall.
This is a 6-iron. Wind is into from the right.
Very unusual wind direction at 8. It is most often from the left and almost downwind.
It was still traveling too, all the way down to the bottom. So that will be a challenge. To remain at 10 under par. Trying to become the first person also to win a regular season event before a major since Inbee Park did it back in 13. She won last week, the Kia Classic, but this one's much bigger. Trying to win the ANA for the first time.
Lexi Thompson now for a birdie at the 7th.
Sliding a little bit away from her, probably a cup or so, depending on speed. Get in there!
Didn't quite get the speed right, so that's still a par for Lexi and no birdies on the card today. Not the start that she was looking for. A couple of wide drives at the first and the third.
So back here at 8. Lengthy birdie putt now all the way down to the bottom for Lydia Ko.
And it's got quite a bit of break to the right, Terry, too. She'll go up the slope, break into the right. So lots of things to consider here.
Jude, you see that number? She's won 11 times before the age of 19. The rest of the LPGA combined before that age, 11 times.
She is one of the most amazing players I've ever seen, and I've only been seeing her since she's 15, so I've had a short history, but she is really beautiful to watch, and she has the kind of swing, she has the kind of stroke that I think people can kind of imagine when they swing the club. Repeat.
Like that, you mean? Now I know what you mean. Way too early to call it, but it's kind of that moment where you go, if that's going to happen today, uh-oh.
That was a big moment. She's got a really tough 2-putt. She's really got to pay attention, and she leaves with 2.
Made that routine. And that was not easy.
No, it was not easy at all. And I just tell you, this young player was made for what she's doing. She has the most ideal temperament I've ever seen.
11 wins and 11 under now. Yeah, it's kind of just made for golf, isn't it?
It really is.
And it comes naturally to her. Back at 7.
This was a moment ago. Chitanagan for birdie. And if Lydia's going to be making putts, so too does. And that moves her to 10 on the par. Still one behind.
I thought Arya would be really nervous today, Tom, but she seems to have quite a lot of composure.
She doesn't look nervous, does she? Now Wee for a birdie. This is to get to 5 under. She's a long way back there. 6 shots behind. And needs some magic on the back 9.
Playing with Ko, Inji Chun to save par.
Had a great bunker shot to get it to there.
Great up and down.
Very aggressive short putter.
That
rattles around the hole every time.
At the 15th, Inbee Park's 3rd. It's a straightaway par 4 alongside Gerald Ford Drive. And Inbee should make her 4 there. She is going to be the player at the moment to set a target in the clubhouse, but it's going to need to be a good target.
Tee at 8, Jutanagarn.
That was 8 iron. A little baby fade, left or right center of the green.
Now get down.
Not going to stay.
Nah, but she stood on the tee and watched the putt made from there.
I was going to say, this is makeable. Doesn't look nervous.
She doesn't look nervous at all, and I'm glad to see that, because it sure is nice to be able to enjoy this experience, or at least to be able to have your wits about you during this experience. I love the golf swing. Always have. See that club travel down the target line, low past the ball for just a little bit. Beautiful finish and balance on her left foot. Copy that one.
Mm-hmm.
On the tee at number 9, Lydia Ko.
Little breeze hurting the players today. Just a question of picking your line at that far bunker. And that's going to be another fairway hit. And Judy, I've been really impressed with her driving today.
Well, she said earlier in the week she wasn't driving the ball as well as she needed to, and that was one of the things she intended to improve.
Aerial flyover technology presented by Golf Zone here at the 9th.
And off that tee at 9, you really can aim at that right-hand bunker. Most players cannot reach that bunker off the tee with a little breeze in their face. And most players who drive it really well, unless they hit some kind of wild slinging hook, cannot reach this green in 2. So it is a little wedge shot. Green is a little bit elevated, and the hole today is located on that right side. So it has to be a gentle little third shot. You don't want to fire it to the back of the green.
Good. Thompson ready at 8.
7 iron. Going to try and get it to fall right based on the practice swings. And that started to the right edge and falling right.
Took off. That will be really hard.
Buried. Absolutely buried in the rough.
Sailed through the first 3 days. Not her day so far today. 2 over already. And the number 1 player in the world is 2 under on the card today. One more look at the magic at 8. Youngest major winner in LPGA history. Looking to go back-to-back and be the youngest to win 2. Live look at Ariya Jutanugarn at the 8th in the breeze here. Lengthy birdie putt.
Lengthy birdie putt up the slope. Looks like it's moving a bit right. Lexi played a very good pitch shot from that deep rough to about 4 feet. It's quite good. She's not afraid of him, Judy.
No, plenty aggressive.
Second for Lydia Ko at the 9th.
Obviously no chance to reach for Lydia, but just putting it down into position, hitting the fairway is important here.
Is that left?
It's starting left, but fading right.
Okay, so that's all right.
Yep, no problem.
Good angle for the hole today, Tom.
Yeah, yes, that flag over on the right side, protected by the bunker and far enough back, you would think, to be able to get some control on the golf ball.
Sam, a reminder, Golf Channel's coverage of the Masters begins with a look at Greg Norman's collapse at Augusta 20 years ago. Live from the Masters begins tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, only on Golf Channel. All over it through the week at Augusta National. Kicked it off this morning with drive, chip, and putt, which is so cool.
Yeah, there were so many tweets from players about watching drive, chip, and putt, both guys and women. And Corey Webb had one of the best. It said, hashtag play like a kid.
For par. There you go. Good save. Good 2-putt.
She got up and hit that so quickly and confidently, Judy. Read it for a while, but that was impressive.
She doesn't take time over him, does she?
No. But we were expecting this kind of play out of her all along. It's nice to see it now.
Up at 16. And Inbee Park second from the fairway. Fourth most difficult hole through the week.
up the hill, big green from front to back, and the hole is all the way in the back portion of the green.
Sitting up at least. Back at 8 after that delicate chip to here. Good play. This to save par for Thompson.
Not much break in it. We'll see if she can just keep the speed up decently. That's been the issue all along.
Jutanagarn, a front row seat watching that. Always nice when they reserve you a seat.
Yeah, Jutanagarn comes across as a very laid-back young woman, and I wasn't sure I would see that today, but I feel like I have.
Mm-hmm. All the way down to taking a seat when she's not putting. But you never know what's going on the inside, Jude. The play revealing some relaxation so far. One shot lead, Ko, 2 under today. The major champs down the list. Ko, Shun, Inbee Park. So Yun Yu right there. Serena Pillar looking for her first victory overall. 5 off the lead. Lindberg making a charge for Sweden. Talked about that UL International Crown. 8 teams qualifying for that team event. The cutoff for the teams at the end of today. Sweden just on the outside looking in, but Lindberg could change that with a good finish and moving up in the world rankings. Poppy's Pond awaits. The end of the day, the leap. Part of the tradition here. ANA Inspiration of Japan providing the aerial coverage.
People might be thinking, what are all those pieces of paper there alongside Poppy's Pond by the wall? I believe they're for the photographers later in the day, staking out their claim for the best place to get a pic of the winner jumping in. In-Ji Chun, 3rd to 9.
54-degree wedge from 87 yards.
Good shot. In-Ji has been very steady. That would be her first birdie of the round, having made 8 straight pars. Back to the tee, and Jutanagarn with the 3-wood.
Yeah, good guess. The good solid strike right at the left edge of that far fairway bunker.
It's the only wood in the bag. It's going to run out of room. This shows you how long she is with the 3-wood. Shouldn't be a problem though, just a layup here. There's a good look from above. Lydia Ko with her 3rd.
From 84 yards.
Or maybe just a little switch in the breeze.
Yeah, it does tend to swirl a little bit, but in the little valley where Lydia is, it's pretty calm. But up here, closer to the green, it is coming from the right with a slight bit of hurt. Lydia can be aggressive on this shot. It will spin.
Needs to. Not her best, but no trouble there for Ko. Let's go to the 10th.
And green, where Michelle Wee has this, well, I guess you call it a birdie putt.
Yeah, about 25 feet. Hit a really good shot for the fairway bunker. This is a big sweeper coming down the slope.
Good looking.
Signs this week. Not all together.
At the 9th, Lydia Ko for a birdie.
This putt looks to be back down the hill. Doesn't really want to do much.
It's going to be a front 9 of 34. She's played the whole week without a bogey on the front 9, but maybe to give the field a little bit of hope. She's had 3 bogeys this week, and they've all come on the back 9. It's a very slim hope because she looks great right now. Very relaxed, and that has been the key for her this week. She wants to enjoy her time here and relax, not put herself under pressure, which she has done in the past, especially when a lot of people were talking about her trying to win her first major, but she's over that hurdle. That was at Evian last year. Now In-Ji Chun for a birdie.
And this is her first real opportunity for a birdie, Tom. She's made putts of this length for par, but not had any chance from this range for a birdie until now.
She makes it. She's been really steady. And This is a player who turned pro at 17. Her family had some financial hardships. She had to turn pro to earn money and keep her family going, and she's certainly done that.
At 16, remember Inbee Park was beyond the green, played to here. This to stay at 8 under. So she is one shot further off the lead. 4 back, 2 to play to 9.
Chuchanagan's going to go with the 3-wood here, it looks like, Jerry.
Yeah, she has to gouge this out of there. Down green lie, 244 front. She hit it so solidly from that lie. It's at the left bunker if it gets to that, though.
It's going to be not far away from the green. Oh, dear. Well, it wasn't going to be far away from the green, and it was going to be okay until it looked like it just sat down in the rough there. Could be a tricky one coming up for Chuchanagan, who's been steady so far, the final round of the ANA Inspiration. Final round of the ANA Inspiration. Lexi Thompson needs to get something going. Maybe it'll start here at the 9th.
Lob wedge from 92 yards. Needs to go.
Oh my goodness, Jerry.
I was trying to force one close right there.
Huge mistake. Thankfully, it looks like it hasn't plugged.
All right, here's the leader. 11 under, Lydia Ko. Hanging in there. Yep, it's okay. So you kind of take that size, you pass the clubhouse, you played the opening 9 holes, and you're up by 1 after trailing to start.
Watch this club just drop in what we call the slot. She stays behind the ball and stays in the shot a long time.
Just can't pick apart any one area of her game.
You know, it's as good a swing as I have ever seen to try to picture and emulate.
That's the ball of Chuchanagan there in the longer grass.
Awkward lie, but it's an uphill lie, and it's lying down grain, which is unusual on an uphill lie, so clean contact was almost a guarantee, and that just looked like she just scooped under it and flipped it a little with her hands.
It's going to leave her a birdie putt. Longer than she would have liked. Aggressive play. An aggressive player, really. Despite the fact that she's not using a driver. Doesn't even have one in the bag. Let's take a look at this one. Her caddy suggested to her that she leave the driver out of the bag, that she'd be better off hitting the 3-wood. He obviously knew what he was doing. Inbee Park not going to be winning 2 first-class tickets on ANA for a hole-in-one at the 17th. This has second. Must have been a poor strike at the 17th to come up that far short. I know it does come back down the slope if you do pitch it on the front and spin it. Lexi Thompson now with her 4th of the night.
Little uphill lie. Players don't consider this a tough bunker shot at all. That was not a good one.
It's going to leave Lexi with a lot of work. Michelle Wee at the 11th.
Similar yardage as number 9. Not quite the same result, but acceptable. Got to get it past the pin with this false front.
Michelle Wee 6 shots back and needs to produce some of the magic that she's had in the past here.
Wonder if you remember where you were. Nicholas, 86, The Masters, legendary. Golf Channel Films presents the documentary 86 as fans recall their unique stories about that unforgettable Sunday. Premieres Tuesday at 9 Eastern here on Golf Channel. Major here, major at Augusta National next week. Full swing, best time of the year for golf fans.
I want to pitch like, 55 is good. 55 is going to play like, 58.
And then
About 50, yeah. It's 56, yeah. So you don't really have anything right at the pin, like the edge of the green at the time. You've got to finish on the orange shirt.
Go at the orange shirt.
Lydia using a 6-iron. She has 173. The wind is into, and is really going to have to get hold of this one to get it back. I think she's expecting a bit of a bounce.
She went after that one pretty hard, Karen, and you're exactly right. You're not quite far enough. Hit into that little soft hill right there at the green.
Jutanagan now for the birdie at 9.
Just ever so gently uphill, turning a little left by her read.
Looks like a good read. Really is a good one. So great birdie there, despite not the best chip shot. And out in 34 for Jutanagan. She is tied for the lead with Lydia Ko.
Meanwhile, in the fairway at 10, Inji Chun.
7-iron from 156. Inji and Lydia hit it about the same distance.
Nice shot.
Really good. You know, she won 8 times worldwide in 2015. Playing great golf the last year and a half. Back at 9.
Lexi Thompson has to make this for a par.
Yeah, to keep from dropping 4 back and turning in 3 over if she misses it.
We saw the promo there for 86. Nicholas, I had dinner last night with Clive Clark, former Ryder Cup player, now course designer. He reminded me that Nicholas used an unconventional oversized putter when he won in 86.
Oh, yeah.
That many people have forgotten.
See the pictures. Yes, sir. In B.
This for a birdie at 17. Excuse me, par. Saw the tee shot come up short. Good par for MB. And I just don't think it is going to be enough to win here, even if she makes an eagle at the last. That would be posting 9 under right now. That does not seem good enough. The defending champion here, Brittany Lincecum, who gave them such a thrill on this hole last year, finishing up her title defense. A great walk along the Champions Walk and over Poppy's Pond.
It's Golf Channel, it's the LPGA, and it's a major championship, the first one of 2016. As always, from Mission Hills Country Club here in Rancho Mirage. A few clouds out there and a bit of a breeze today. But we've had blue sky and sunshine throughout the week. Temperature approaching 90s. All right, very hot, #1 player in the world right now. This at 5 for birdie.
First par 3 on the golf course.
Yeah, you got a sense at that point that Lydia Ko was going to have one of her days. Solid, making birdie every few holes. Here she is again. This one you didn't expect.
Next par 3 on the golf course. Come on.
So you got 14, you got 17 still. Took the lead and got it to 11 under, Jude.
Got away with a probably wrong club at the 8th hole. Did not get it anywhere nearly up to the hole and left with 2. That's a bit of a break.
Ariya Jutanagan with 3 birdies and a bogey and sharing the lead at 11 under par. So here is the green at 10 and Ko trying to get it to 12.
It's almost up into a little slope. It'll turn from the right. Good turn.
Very good effort. Back on the tee, iron in hand. That's the way she's played it. Here is Jutanagan.
Then she's played it well. The 2-iron I'm talking about. So solid, so low. Nice little draw left side of the fairway. Great angle.
Jerry, you mentioned nobody else with a makeup of a bag like she has. Just the 2-iron. I mean,
no utility, nothing to use out of the rough.
Yeah, that club alone. Chun for birdie and a share. Out for the woman who won the U.S. Women's Open last year. And in Japan, won a couple of majors, tournaments they consider a major. So too in Korea. and on a roll right now.
She has played 2 other times on the LPGA Tour this year. She finished 3rd and 2nd.
That's pretty good. Working towards the first place spot. Up off the green, Brittany Lincecum for birdie. ...2009, 2015, all the magic of last year. To 11.
Michelle Wie to get to 6 under.
Coming down the slope, ought to move to her right. Sometimes there's different victories. Some you win the tournament, some you top 10. That'd be a big victory for her.
Yeah, I think it would give her a good performance here. Would give her some confidence heading into the next event, which is in 2 weeks' time on home soil for Wie in Hawaii.
Just right of that signature.
Inji Chun just played one down the fairway. Lydia Ko, I believe, won't be reaching the screen in 2, neither will Inji. They'll both be relying on their wedges. This one, a little right.
We've seen a few players over on the right side today, including Invi Park, who is deep in the trees there on the right side. Lydia in a bit of trouble. We'll wait and see how that's lying.
It's on back to 2012 at the U.S. Girls Junior Championship. See the semifinals. Jutanagarn 2-1 and Lydia Ko 2-1. They've played a lot of golf on the way. You see that so often with the players who are up here now, and you think, well, they haven't gone head-to-head on the LPGA Tour, but they have history.
Yeah, certainly. Lydia Ko has grown up in New Zealand, and a lot of golf in Asia is played by a lot of these girls in a lot of different countries. So I'm sure since junior days on, they have known each other.
Yeah, well.
That was played at Lake Merced, the Herbert Fowler designed course just outside of San Francisco, where they'll play the swinging skirts. Lydia has won there professionally, but not as an amateur. Now Charlie Hull, who's making a great little run. If this goes in, it'll be something special. Charlie, birdie, birdie, almost an eagle. That's going to be birdie, birdie, birdie. She'll move to 9 under. Charlie Hull has really come alive in the last 30 minutes or so. Just remember the way she finished yesterday with 4 consecutive birdies. She looked like she was out of the running through 10 holes yesterday at just 3 under.
Golf ball, Michelle Wie, her second at 12.
That's a pretty good shot with a 7-iron with the ball above her feet. Good out of the fairway bunkers.
I guess the next move would be to stay out of the fairway bunkers.
Yeah, that would help.
Back at 10. Jutanagarn ready for her second.
From 130, Terry, a gap wedge. And not a bad one.
Good shot. She has done very little wrong today.
And you say that as if you expected her to do a few things wrong. Because she hadn't been in this.
Yeah, I just really didn't know how she would handle the nerves of the final group and all those things. But I'm not worried anymore. If she can hang in there coming down to the end with her power, it's going to be fun to watch.
We expected her these kind of things out of her. I hinted at it on the last hole. It was 2 years ago. We were picking our Rookie of the Year, and Terry picked Area, even though she wasn't a member yet. We were convinced she was going to be a star out here. 1 yard closer for Lexi. Also a gap wedge. That's a little right. Oh, that's not a fortunate bounce.
Hadn't played very good golf today and hadn't got any breaks either.
Lydia Ko with a bit of tree trouble here.
Yeah, she does, and I was thinking that it's been kind of a boring day following Lydia today, that she's just been fairway green. Make the putt.
Either way, unless I'm chipping there, I need to hit on the tree. So I might as well just go in that little gap. So we try to go through that window there. It's a bit bigger for the balls there. Get up here. How am I meant to hit a 9?
She was out of position here yesterday, but that was with her second shot.
Yeah, I know. But if I'm hitting it there, I might as well chip it.
Yeah, Karen, she's got one big overhanging limb, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. And the spot that she's looking at is the largest gap. She has a bank in front of her. And so the area she's trying to put this ball into is about 5 feet worth of height. She's got to judge how it's going to come out the rough.
And sometimes deep rough and hitting that low little bullet don't go together very well.
No, because you're trying to keep it low. It's very easy to drive it low into that bank in front of you.
Oh, right. If I hit just like a 5
I think the line.
And then on that line, she's looking at trying to keep it in the fairway rather than running through into the rough the other side.
Yeah, you don't want to shut the club down too much because the rough will grab it if you do that. So you're thinking finishing on the B tree, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so you only want to hit it like 80, 90 yards. That pitches down the hill and runs another 30. So you don't have to hit it too hard to do that.
See this little gap between the green and the branch?
Yep.
Good.
Okay.
She is a bit of a magician and visualizes better than anybody out here. That's just run through into more trouble.
Yeah, the gallery behind were enthusiastic, but I'm not so sure she's going to be when she gets down there.
Nope.
Well, the only saving grace is there is a little opening in the front of this green to try to run the ball up. But you tighten up everything. You don't quite have a full wrist cock. You're trying to keep the club low beyond the ball, not let the ball get up way high in the air.
She kept it pretty low. No problems with the branches.
Meanwhile, at the 10th, Jutanagarn for birdie.
A little uphill just initially the first few feet, and then very flat. Turning a hair right.
Again? That'll keep you relaxed. Her sister Moria. Mom's out here watching, and they just seen her take the lead at a major championship after making the turn. She's up by 1.
Moria played in the championship. She did not make the cut. She is the older of the two sisters.
This is Michelle Wee for a birdie.
Yeah, a little bit of a swinger from right to left. That looks like a miss hit there.
So, after watching that, now Thompson faces this.
And not an easy lie, right up against that second cut of fringe. They put in a second cut this year before the primary rough. So she basically has to just kind of hit down on this a little more than she normally would, pop it up. It's pretty sticky, even that first cut of fringe.
Some players will put it back in their stance a little more.
She didn't, though. Rolled decently through there.
Just lost its pace. Bit of a bad break the way that landed, took off. Yeah, that's the disposition today. Wee for par.
This will test your nerves for sure.
Mentioned the top 10. She hadn't had one since 2014. B Park. Her third coming home at 18.
Couldn't quite find the firepower to go in 2. She's a good wedge player.
Gonna come back a little bit. Of course, you got to find the fairway too at 18. That'll be at a premium. Chance of going forward in 2.
You want to land it just right in the pin.
Left edge of the tree.
Yep, perfect.
How's the ball lying there for Lydia Ko?
Well, it's not too bad. There is grass behind it. It is sitting up. It's not all the way at the bottom of this rough. She has 156 to the front.
A rare mistake. Out of position off the tee and not taking her medicine properly with the second shot. Lydia Ko needs to get up and down from the bunker. She's now one behind Eri Jutanagan from Thailand, a 20-year-old who's trying to win for the first time on the LPGA Tour. On the 11th tee, Eri Jutanagan going with that 3-wood, obviously no driver in the back.
Pretty well struck. Bit of a draw, though.
It's going to be absolutely fine.
Good shot right on the upslope, and if you can get on the top of that hill, it is an easy going too.
Lydia's fourth now out of the bunker.
It's a nice lie. Doesn't have an awful lot of green to work with because of the false front.
Impressive play.
Yeah, and I was expecting her to do a little better than that.
Lydia Ko with her first bit of trouble trying to save par. Let's take a look at this bunker swing.
Always grips down on the club, breaks her hands sharply up. She's going to drop the club in behind the ball and slide it under the sand. Maybe needed just a little bit more sand in this case.
Inji Chun to get to 12 under par and tie the lead again.
Played this hole pretty textbook, just wedge, bounced on too far. Was cautious to make sure she got it over the false front. This back down the hill.
Inji Chun, who close to 5 weeks ago suffered an injury in the airport in Singapore when a piece of luggage that belonged to Hana Jiang, another player on the LPGA Tour. Her father dropped the luggage down the escalator. It hit Inji Chun and she had to withdraw, and she was out for a number of weeks. Only just got back playing 6 days ago. Now she's in the hunt for a second major title. She's also back in the running to try and qualify for the Republic of Korea women's golf team. It could be the most competitive team of any Olympic sport to qualify for. There are 9 players there on that list, all of whom could easily represent their country.
Amy Yang tied for 12th, by the way, 1 spot ahead on the world rankings of Inji Chun. Here is In B at 18. Finishing up in style. So weekend rounds in the 60s and 8 under. 7-time major winner. And coming off the injury, the early season injury, not many people talking about her. That's a very good effort this week. 11.
Lydia Ko to save par.
And really the first test that she's faced, Tom. This one, again, is back down the hill.
No problems. Nothing phases this young lady. She thought she left it short. Chuckling away. Seems so relaxed. No, I think she is so relaxed. It's very genuine emotion.
No question about that, Tom. Definitely relaxed out here and having a joke with the gallery back here.
Now Inji Chun. I said 6 days ago, 6 days before the event began, that she started hitting balls.
And just worked on her chipping and putting before that.
This is a rookie season on the LPGA Tour. She does lead the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year race and a couple of top 3 finishes. But had to miss the last few events because of that injury. And she seems to be pretty good now. At the beginning of the week she said she was 85%. That's been increasing as the week goes on. Now Jutanagan, can she get home in 2?
No, staying very aggressive. It's 258 front from an uphill lie. I don't care how hard she hits it. It's not going to run up that hill short of the green, but she did hit it solidly. Really solidly.
Oh, Jerry.
She's almost flown it flag high. She
My
fooled
goodness.
us all, Jerry.
She flew at 260 yards.
Huge. Well, she's obviously got a lot of extra power in there when she needs it. That was incredible.
Wow. I wouldn't carry a driver either.
Look at this golf swing. Chanagan will have a putt for an eagle when we come back.
Back at 12, Lydia Ko, 11 under, 1 back.
She can draw that tee shot now, and that is perfect for this hole if you can hit it right to left.
Something that's changed a bit in the last year or so, really worked on that. Being able to do it consistently. Back at 11.
What happened to Lexi Thompson here at the 11th, Jerry?
Drove it in the right trees again. Did good to get it to here. 105 out.
I think it's a good solid one. Like we just run this and just grab it a little. Like this.
It's the only way I can get close.
Alright, let's do it.
Sand wedge. Landing it on and keeping it below the hole is really tough, even with a sand wedge. Hole just cut 5 on today.
Oh, that was a jumper.
It's a jumper, but it's going to work out just fine.
Heck of a jumper.
Lexi Thompson's 3 over for the round. Chanagan is 3 under. Shall we for a par at 13? What happened here, Jim?
Yeah, she drove it right and then just left it on the front part of the green. This ought to be pretty straight. Yeah, she's just putting a lot of pressure on her putting, just not driving the ball. Only hit 5 fairways today, so. And the iron play has all been to the right, so just not one of her better ball striking days.
Well, she needed to have a game on top form if she was going to win here for the first time. Has come close before, has had many great memories here in Mission Hills. Let's go down to Lisa.
Tom, thank you. MB, an exceptional weekend of putting. What was the difference between Thursday, Friday, and the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, in the first couple of rounds, I just couldn't hold anything. I mean, I feel like I hit a good putt, but just nothing wanted to drop. And obviously, I hit, probably one or two bad shot every round. So, I mean, that has definitely costed me. And obviously, on number 18th hole, even with the last hole birdie today, I am still over par on number 18. So, I mean, just haven't played the par 5s well this week.
What's it like for you walking up this 18th hole, especially with the crowd greeting you as a past champion of this event?
I mean, I love this. I love this week, and I love the walk on to the number 18th green. And just, too bad I couldn't make enough birdies on number 18. But yeah, I'm just so proud when I see my name on that plaque. It's just, it's a huge honor.
So gave fans a lot to cheer for this week. MB, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Liz.
All right, down here at 12, Lydia Ko, set for her second.
From 128, using a 9-iron. It's a good-looking swing there by Lydia.
Guess so. Perfectly judged. Chance to get it back to 12 under and join Chanagan at the top.
Back to the 11th. Chanagan with an eagle putt. It's a tricky putt, though, Jerry.
Yeah, it looks it to me. She did a little airbrush technique, I call it, like Mickelson does, and kind of dissected the line, took a practice stroke over the line. Similar, I guess, to the sensation people get with their Aim Point Express, trying to feel the break. And she has this coming left a bit. I don't see much. It's a little downhill as well. She couldn't look more relaxed, Tom.
No, I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far. But she has a long way to go yet. We've talked this week about the greens not being quite as fast as perhaps we've seen in the past. And there's maybe an example of players expecting it to be very quick, but just isn't as quick as they had envisioned. Let's go to the 12th.
Trouble for NG Chun with her second.
Yeah, not really the place to leave it. You've got that bunker short that you've got to try and carry, or You could leave it in the bunker, have a bunk shot. This one is long though.
The wicket. Just can't stop it. And Speedy coming back down. Look from behind. Gets steep. Can't even see the ball in the deep rough, which was 3 inches the last time they topped it off, but they haven't cut it all week. Chun, the last person to make her first LPGA win a major last year at the U.S. Women's Open.
Well, if Lexi Thompson is going to make a run at this event, she needs to start now with this birdie at the 11th.
Certainly feels like that. This is her best look of the day, turning just a little left.
She managed to kick herself into gear in the latter half of the 3rd round, having slipped a little bit midway through the day. Today, no. It's not been there for Lexi on Sunday. At the moment, she's being completely outplayed by Juchanagan. Juchanagan has really been very solid on the greens. At the 9th, she went for it in 2, didn't hit a great chip shot, but then hauled back for a birdie to get to 11 under par, having already made 2 birdies on the card. Did drop a shot at the 4th. Then at the 10th, this was to get to 12 under. Similar length and the exact same result. Speed just perfect. Now she has a chance to make 3 birdies in a row. It would be 4 birdies in the space of 5 holes.
She read it a lot, looked a little confused, went back to her caddy. He told her what he thought. She walked straight up, put the ball down, and hasn't given it a second thought. A lot of faith in Les Leward, her caddy.
And great pace again from Juchanagan, who's really grabbed this event by the scruff of the neck and taken control. She is now out in front by 2 shots. And remember, In-Ji Chun having a little bit of trouble at the 12th.
4 of the last 5. Okay, deep rough beyond the green. In-Ji Chun.
Yeah, it's pretty thick and it is on a downhill line. All downhill to the hole. But that...
Did I get there? No.
No. That looks so fast.
Looked like there was no way you could leave it short, Karen.
Exactly. And now she's got a real test coming up.
Jump up to 14, par 3. Michelle Wie at 5 under. Saw the miss on the last. Hadn't been her day either. And it continues that way.
Oh boy, 123 yards. I'm sure she went with just a pitching wedge, but you cannot lean to the right at all. If you do, it better be exactly the right club.
Chun to save par now.
And with Lydia in close, really, In-Ji has to be feeling quite a bit of pressure right now.
And plus you got the lead at 13 under.
I don't know if these players would have seen any leaderboards for that yet, Terry.
Touch of class there.
So much for pressure.
She'll remember that one should she make the leap at the end of the day. But they are 2 off the lead, she and Co, at least for the moment. And the red hot Juchanagan, 4 of the last 5 she's birdied, and here we go again. 3 wood out.
Looking up the left center of the fairway, that's ideal.
Well, the fairway absolutely fits her shot shape.
We were guessing if this is a strong 3-wood. The way she hits it, it's strong, but it's a 15-degree 3-wood. It's not even considered a strong one, although that's going to miss left.
Long enough not to matter, Jerry.
Wow.
Keep getting surprised by the length. Carried at 260 on the last, into the wind, up on the green. Co for birdie.
This wants to move a bit to the left.
And did. can do. And for Ko, Jutanagarn's ball did stay in the rough, so maybe a challenge coming in there. At 12, Ko is 11 under. In-ji Chun is 11 under, and it's Arya Jutanagarn, the 20-year-old from Thailand who's not had a top 10 at a major championship. But she may win her first, and her first event on the LPGA. Chun, Ko, chasing Jutanagarn. Trying to make it happen right now here at the ANA Inspiration.
Stand, please.
Back at the 13th with In-ji Chun. 2 behind.
It is very easy to lose this tee shot into the right rough.
So it might be going the other way.
And oh, it does, and big time. Big time.
Well, she'll have a better lie missing it that far left, but may have some tree trouble.
She's got trees for sure.
Yes, the rough tends to be thicker the closer you get to the fairway because of the irrigation.
But this hole just kind of feeds the ball to the right, and I'm sure that's part of the reason for that double cross from NG.
Middle of the light green tree. Yep.
Going to be just about perfect for Ko. Charlie Hull for a birdie at the 13th. Jim Gallagher now has joined this group.
Yeah, let's get the 10 under par, a little right to lefter. Great shot in here, though.
This would be for 4 birdies and 5 holes, and Charlie Hull giving herself a chance to win a major championship.
The plot thickens.
Trying to become the first Englishwoman to win a major since 2004. Our own Karen Stupples in Sunningdale in the Ricoh Women's British Open. Let's take a look at our aerial flyover technology presented by Golf Zone at the 13th.
Yeah, 424, excuse me, on the scorecard. And that landing zone is a big landing zone in the far right corner. The ball feeds down to the right. A lot of players have been forced to play from that right-hand rough. Not an elevated green, but a green that very much slopes from the back to the front, and the hole's way back today at 13.
Second shot on the way at 12 for Jutanagarn. That's a good shot. She was in the rough. That ball never did hop out of the deep stuff.
But just to hit it too close to the left side and get beyond all the trees on the left is a big shot.
Yeah. Up at 18. Stacey Lewis, the 2011 champ, just made that walk around and across the bridge. Got the reception here. Not the effort she wanted this week. And Lewis, who is the number 4 player in the world, ranked right behind Lexi Thompson, searching for her first win still in almost 2 years. Hard to believe.
It's almost like she has little, demons on the greens, but it will resolve itself one of these days soon.
Brittany Lincecum last year and in 2009. The total last year was 9 under. It was tougher here, but 14 under when Lexi Thompson won in 2014.
And that looks like it might be a good number today.
Yeah, got it at 13 right now. All right, to the tee at 14, the par 3. Charlie Hull on some kind of run, Jim.
Yeah, this pitching wedge, whole location on the right side. You really got to commit to this shot if you're going at this pin. Oh, she's pulled it.
Bunker.
Yeah, into that front left bunker, and I think I could see the ball. It didn't bury.
No.
In-ji Chun with a second here. She's quite a long way back.
Yeah, this whole plane into the wind, Tom. And
that's the TV time.
She's got 189.
I suppose that's an advantage because she's got room to maneuver herself around those trees, Karen.
Yeah, she does. I mean, they are quite high in front of her. And there is plenty of green to the right of that whole location too. And that's where she's heading.
It's going to leave her a long putt back to the hole. Gee, a couple under. Has not put a foot wrong so far and has holed some really good shortish par putts.
Here at 12, Lexi Thompson looking for some putt to go in.
Yeah, no kidding. Desperately looking for it.
Come on, get it there. Come on, get it there. Get it.
They did say there'd be days like these. Fortunately, they're right.
Now Lydia Ko, second to 13.
This from 185. The ball is below her feet. And this is left.
Wow. And that is in some awful trouble there. That is really thick rough. You can't even think about seeing the golf ball.
I'm not sure he's going to see the flagstick with the trees at the left.
What happened, Judy?
Well, I never see very much wrong with this golf swing, but I think she might have tried to cut the ball a little bit off of that downhill slope with the ball below her feet. And sometimes if you double cross it, if that little cut, if the club releases a little too much, you hit the pull.
At 12, Jutanagarn had it on line, didn't she? Everything looks good right now. The ones that miss look like they're going in.
She's been touted as one of the great-looking young players for a long time. And Tom, I think you know that story a little more well than I do when she almost won in Thailand.
Yeah, back in 2013, she stood on the 72nd tee with a 2-shot lead back home in Thailand, and looking like she was going to win in front of her home gallery. She made 8 and lost by 1 to Inbee Park.
I remember watching it.
He's always an optimistic voice. Here comes Hall out of the bunker, 14.
Always a scary shot with the water long. Just
Beauty.
chunk and roll.
So you're saying if she's got a 3-shot lead coming to 18 today, stay tuned.
Got to go through his mind, right?
No, she's 3 or 4 years older now.
I know. So that was a moment ago for Charlie Hall. Light traffic. Everybody home watching. Good up and down. 104 players in double figures right now. And remember that run she had yesterday to close it out. 15, 16, 17, 18. She made birdie on all of them.
Michelle Wee's birdie putt at the 15th hole. Michelle Wee coming off a double bogey at 14. She'd bogeyed the 13th hole. She's 4 over for the day. That sort of sums it up, really, the fact that that didn't hit the flagstick and drop in.
Been talking about it, Tom. In August, the sport of golf makes its triumphant return to the Olympic Games. Get ready for all the action coming to you live from Rio, only on the networks of NBC Universal. We'll be there covering the women, you and I, Jude, others on this crew, and covering the men as well. Johnny Miller alongside. It'd be great to see it back in the Olympics.
Great tee markers here. The 787 aircraft from ANA. Now, Jutanagarn on the tee.
Hardly a breath of wind right now. That one's staying on the right side of the fairway. All depends on the bounce. Ooh, that was a soft one.
Still going to run into the longer grass. It's quite thick down there. She's a powerful player, though. Wow, what does Lydia Ko face here with her third?
Well, the biggest thing is there is only 4 yards of green to work with. There is no trouble with the tree. The grass is particularly thick around the ball. It doesn't look that bad, but it's still really thick and lush and awkward just because of where everybody's been walking. There is a couple of sprinkler heads just in the fringe in front of her too, so she's looking to land it at least to the fringe.
Just landed a little bit too far, but it was safety first for Lydia Ko. She'll have that one for a par. Remember, she's 2 behind at the moment. On the tee at 15, this is Charlie Hull with our Pro Tracer technology presented by Scott Trade that has some draw on it.
Yeah, it's less than driver. Bunker's 236 to carry.
But she's missed the fairway, Jim. Better being right than left with Gerald for drive there, but still Charlie can't afford to make any mistakes with the fact that she's 3 shots behind. This was yesterday's finish for Charlie Hull at the 15th. She had a putt for a birdie and was at the time sort of out of contention. She made bogeys at 8 and 9, dropped back to 3 under, made that birdie at 15, having previously made a birdie at 11, and went on a great run to finish the day. This was the birdie at 16. And suddenly started to grab some attention. Hit a really good tee shot, one of the best we saw at 17 with that whole location. Made the birdie. And then at the 18th hole, with the tee moved up, she was able to go at it in 2 and ended up getting up and down for a birdie. So 4 straight birdies to finish yesterday for Charlie Hull. Inji Chun, long birdie putt at 13.
All the way up the hill and probably about the slowest putt you could have on this course.
And she'll leave herself another one of those par putts that she's been so solid over today.
It's part of the golf course that golf fans have watched for years, know so well. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 coming home. Aerial views from ANA, inspiration of Japan. But certainly a place where, yes, there are challenges, but you can get it done. You can make a charge on this section too, Jude.
Yeah, no doubt. This is going to be a tough par for Lydia Ko, but the next hole is a wedge shot. If you know you hit that great wedge at the right time, not so hard to get a birdie opportunity there. And then you play 2 pretty tough par 4s, 17th the par 3 and 18 that reachable 5.
Yeah, no wind too, very little of it.
Go for par.
Wow. That's all you can say.
It is why she's the best in the world.
You know, you put that little extra something in that putt that's you feel like it's a must make because it's a par putt, and it's just amazing how often you'll roll that in where you'll just miss the birdie putt from the same distance.
Ji Chun to also remain 2 behind.
I know which par putt I would have preferred, Tom.
Watch this girl's hands when she putts this short putt. It is, I should say this young woman, she's no longer a teenager, but very, very quiet. No wrist movement at all.
Player who said earlier in the week that she doesn't deserve to represent her country in the Olympics because there are so many players that are better than her, but don't believe that to be true, and certainly not what we've seen so far. Tanagan is in the rough.
She just does that the pin happening on the right. You have to get right. It comes down between the pin and the TV bar. Who's that? Yeah. Just a normal like 360. Should carry 10 on.
145 to the front edge. Les said carry at 10 on, so trying to land at 155. Leaves another 19 yards of green with which to work. 174 all the way to the hole. This is a 7-iron. Was walking to her ball when she saw Lydia make the putt up in front. No way for these players to know that was for par. Good shot there, Jude.
Yeah, it didn't run like you would expect out of that rough, but good shot.
Right now, there's Tanagan in control of the ANA inspiration. They're coming down the stretch here at Mission Hills.
2 shots back on the tee at 14, Lydia Ko.
Inji has already hit the green. This is a pitching wedge. Wind is down and from the left. And this one looking pretty safe. Left of the hole.
Below the hole from 123. Good shot. Good chance. Hop up to 15.
Charlie Hull had to punch out of the trees here, Jim, at the 15th. This is her third.
Yeah, she's got about 35 yards. She's left the ball where she needed to. She just didn't have a good angle or anything. Anything short was fine, but has to carry it all the way onto the green. She pinched it pretty good, but I don't think it's going to spin. Nope. Just the air off the tee will get you. When you hit 3-wood, you got to lay it up. If you're going to lay it up, lay it up.
Yeah. She's in the position right now, coming down the stretch here, that she can't afford to really make any bogeys.
Get that club just a little steeper with that wedge in your hand and trying to pitch it up in the air with a little bit of spin.
You're trying to go now for a birdie to get to 14 under par.
And a putt you do not have to be afraid of. Gently uphill, turning toward her. She indicated she's going to play it about a cup out on the right side.
She's in a good position right now. She can just kind of, keep keeping on and notch off holes.
She seems oblivious to it. That's amazing.
She does, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's looking at any of the scoreboards?
I hope so.
Here at 14, In-Ji Chun for birdie. Go towards the water a little bit. Lydia Ko taking note of that. Of these three, with the best chance, Jutanagang, Chun, and Ko. It's been Chun who's played these closing 6 holes the best this week. 3 under through that stretch. 4 straight pars now. And Ko with an opportunity to get within 1. Same routine, goes to the towel.
It's quite important, Terry, that players do actually stick with that same routine. It's just a way of easing the pressure. Not that you'd notice anything with Lydia.
Good effort. Although she has admitted and talked about the fact that she's been quite nervous at this event the last couple of seasons.
Charlie Hull to save par at the 15th.
She's about 8 feet above the slope. Ought to go from her right to left. This be a big putt, like you said. You can't make a mistake at this part. This play.
There's the pace to get there.
Yes, she does.
Oh,
wow.
What a save from
That made up for the
Charlie
tee shot.
Hull. Yes.
Here on the tee at 14, Jutanagang.
Can't lose it. You can't win it here, but you could lose it. And this is a smart shot. Gap wedge. Guaranteed to get past it.
All right, do you change anything, your approach to how you take apart the golf course right now with a 2-shot lead?
I don't think so. I think you just got to notch off holes and not let yourself get in any big trouble.
Lydia Ko on the tee at 15.
Toughest driving hole out here, but this one looking good for Lydia. In-Ji also hit a decent shot down here.
Thompson, 14.
This one at the left edge of the green, left center.
Oh, yes, she had a tough day.
Yeah, she has, but it hasn't all been the putter, mostly the tee ball.
Yeah, it's from the start, that opening tee shot. Well right, put her in trouble. Just kind of followed from that all day. Go up to 16. Charlie Hull, 1 of 4 in double figures.
She has absolutely ripped that one down the center and drawing nicely.
One thing we know about her, Jim, is she doesn't really have any fear in her game. She lets it rip regardless.
Well, every movement is like she's going to take off through the tunnel out onto the field to take out for 60 minutes.
And it's a good golf swing. She tried to round it out a little bit more in the last year. And that's a nice looking golf swing, right on plane. Good looking.
Didn't start seriously working out until this past year. Her dad didn't really want her to go to the weight room until she was at least 19, 20 years of age. She's got Justin Rose's coaches now, conditioning coaches, helping her work out. Juttanagarn still leads, though.
Hole, Lydia Ko, 2 behind Ariya Juttanagarn.
From 127, this is a 9-iron. Has a great angle into this hole.
Well, we know that it's makeable from back in that region of the green. We just saw Charlie Hull, hole 1, 15th, playing as the easiest it has all week. Let's go back to 14.
Lexi Thompson for birdie.
Probably needs to run the tables from this point for any chance, and she's done nothing to give you the impression that's going to happen. Only one of 3 players in the field without a birdie today.
Now In-Ji Chun, still very much in the hunt to win.
From 121 on a nice upslope. Perfect lie, this one going high. Is it going to stop?
Yes, it is. Good shot.
Beautiful setting here around this green at 14. Birdie putt for Juttanagarn on the way.
That's the first really bad move we've seen from her.
She stood up like that's where she wanted to hit it, and it baffled her.
And they kind of laughed at the result. But that's a little challenge now for par. Up at 16, the second from the rough for Hull.
138 yards. Had to hit that driver almost 280. A bit unlucky to catch the rough, but this one coming out a little bit hot with a wedge.
Plenty of green this time, but it's going to go all the way to the back.
Nice one.
Caddy liked it.
Good shot.
Shevska suggested that if she and Adam got to jump in the pond, it would create a tsunami. Look at that good position at the top and the weight transfer and how our hands and arms follow and release, extends through, in balance on her left foot. Pretty textbook.
First pro event was here back in 2012 when she was 16 years old. Big putt for Juttanagarn.
Couldn't move just a tiny bit to the right. Oh, that looked confident, Judy.
She's made a lot of confident moves today. I'm really proud of her for how she has held up in this pressure. In fact, she doesn't seem to appear as though there is pressure.
The 15th, Lydia Ko, just getting confirmation of the line from her caddy, Jason Hamilton.
And it is all the way back down the hill. And sometimes those downhill putts are easier in that you just start the ball on the line and just let it trundle down to the hole.
Just a 4 for Lydia Ko. No birdie, no chance to put a little more pressure on Juttanagarn. And at the moment, Juttanagarn just cruising along. Nobody really getting close to making a challenge, but In-Ji Chun has a chance to get to 12 under.
And I remember watching In-Ji Chun at the US Open last year, Tom, and coming down the stretch, she was absolutely clutch in terms of the types of shots she was playing and the putts she was making. It was very impressive. Her focus is what her coach thinks is pretty impressive about her game.
Well, she certainly seems very focused today, Karen, and has been really solid with this club. But she needs to make something happen coming down the stretch, and this would be a start.
Especially on this hole. It's not the easiest driving hole, and
that was close, wasn't it? And she knew it. It just looked like it took maybe a slight hop at the beginning, which may have just knocked it offline. Solid 4, and still 2 back. Oh, this is where the nerves start to jangle a little bit. The 15th tee, Jutanagan.
With a 2-iron makes it a little less intimidating. But still cautious, and this is out to the right, behind the tree.
That could be some trouble over there. We saw Charlie Hull in a similar spot. She had to pitch out, couldn't go at the green.
Speaking of Hull, here she is for birdie at 16.
She's made a lot of big putts in her young life. This might be one of the bigger ones. Ought to go right to left and slow down at the end. Needs to get up.
Oh my!
Did everything to go in.
Just that last couple of inches.
Tremendous effort. She read it perfectly. Everything was right. It needed one extra turn to keep the speed up and go in.
Still 10 under, 3 back. Par 3 and a par 5 to come. That's how close it was. Revamp the swing. Jamie Donaldson, swing coach, working with her. More upright, and so far it's worked this week. 17.
This is Caroline Masson, who started the day at 7 under and 3 behind. This to get to 8 under. Who was involved in that battle with Jarina Pillar on Sunday at the Solheim Cup, had a putt to secure the trophy or secure the cup for Europe, missed, and then that gave Pillar the chance to make one of the best plays that she's ever made in her life.
In Ji-Chun, 2 back on the tee at 16.
quite a narrow fairway. For shorter plays, you've got to squeeze it down the left side to have a clear shot. That's down the right, but it might be far enough.
Put your camera away. Thank you. Doesn't matter.
There's that bend in the fairway, and that tree right there, which, havoc for many players.
Yeah, the big tree that you can see in the right rough there is the culprit on this hole if you don't put the ball in the right place off the tee, and the right place is the left half of the fairway.
And the reason that some players want to go down the right side is that there is out of bounds down the left. It can creep up on the players the further down you get. This one down the left side.
Too much though. Might be okay to lie. 2 early birdies for Ko, 5 and 8. All par since, and some very good par putts and par saves. Golf Zone giving us an aerial view of this hole, Jude.
418 yards. It's an elevated tee, and you're playing down towards that far left bunker. You will not reach that bunker in most cases, but if you're anywhere near that bunker and in the fairway, you're perfect. It is a very deep green from front to back, 35 paces from front to back, and the hole's in the back portion of that green today. Elevated shot on your second.
If you got a good lie in the fairway and you do have the angle, try to force it a little bit and force the issue with Jutanagan, the leader, by 2.
Above there at the 15th hole.
It's not horrible.
What does Jutanagan face here, Jerry?
It's going to be a low shot, a punch shot. Try and run it up. She can get it in line with the hole location. It's a narrow opening in front of this green between the bunkers, but it can be done. It takes great precision, though.
Sounds like 7-iron. It's the club of choice, trying to keep it down.
Just a lengthy chip shot with a 7-iron, 135 to the hole. You have to get it at least to the front edge, or it will roll back a bit, quite a bit actually, and make for a kind of difficult pitch shot. But by the other side of the token, you don't want to run this to the back of the green either.
That was the shot they were talking about, just trying to get it to trundle up there. It's a safe play. Some work to do. Charlie Hull on the tee at the 17th, trying to keep the momentum going.
182 yards, about 177 carry. Safe place to the left, and this is just a little left of the flag. Looks like plenty of club, though.
It's a good shot.
Charlie gives her a chance. First came here as a 16-year-old. She birdied the first hole she ever played in this championship. Now she has a chance to win, but needs to make that birdie. And the 17th. We'll be back in just a moment. Slight upslope in the front of the 15th. This is Jutanagan's third.
Upslope makes it a little easier, but it was a tight lie.
Oh, that wasn't far away from going in.
No, but that is uncomfortable there. You'd much rather be the same distance other side of the hole.
Has found a really great lie in the rough from 177, using a 7-iron.
If she can hold it straight, she can let it run.
Like this. And now want it to stop. Okay. Off the back edge, she's rolled in some long putts today. After her, it was In-Ji Chun from the fairway.
Off of a downhill lie from 175, little tree trouble in front of her. That's a 6-iron. Trying to keep it low.
Ouch.
Boy, it settles down exactly hole high, but in thick, thick rough.
So the two who are trying to put the pedal down and catch Jutanagarn haven't been able to do it yet. Bit of trouble for Chun. Meanwhile, back at 15.
And Lexi Thompson still battling away, but it's been a really disappointing day for Thompson. Where do you see the big issue for her today, Judy? You think just that swing not producing under the pressure?
I think when you get off poorly, and you get off poorly like she did with the tee shot at the first hole, unless you recover really quickly from that, you kind of worry about driving the ball all day. And it is really, really hard when you're under the pressure of a final round in a big championship to always be fighting your way back. Terry, I heard a basketball coach on the radio this morning saying one of the hardest things to do in sport is to keep fighting when it's a lost cause. Kind of made me sad.
When do you decide it's a lost cause? That's the other tough decision there.
Well,
tough thing to do.
I guess with score in a basketball game or score in this game, at some point you can look to it and say, can't be done.
Yeah.
But it was a poignant thing that he said, and as I said, sport can make you sad once in a while.
Referring to the first game yesterday.
Jutanagan now for a par.
She's shown no signs of nerves thus far today. This will test them.
Well, they held up.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Boy, you talk about nerves. That is strong.
3 holes to go. And a life-changing experience potentially on the way for Jutanagan.
Ball just covered in rough. The third for Angie Chun. Yeah.
We haven't seen much of that this week, but it has been looming for every player who's played from this stuff around the greens.
Barely able to get the club on it and advance it. Just the unknown, too, how it's going to come out of there. So challenged now to make a long one for par to stay within 2. 17.
Good up and down at the 14th for Charlie Hull. She made a great par putt at 15. Narrowly missing out at 16. Must make this one at 17 for birdie. Fooled her. But still, the 18th to come. And that could yield an eagle, which makes things very interesting. Always the case on Sunday here.
One of the reasons this has been such a great venue for the opening major all these years. Ko birdie putt now. This to get her within 1, Karen.
And Jason, her caddy, knows what the situation is. He asked me as we were walking up the fairway. I'm not so sure he would tell Lydia. I think he'll just like to keep her playing as she's doing, but it's always good for him to know. This putt slightly back uphill at the hole.
Oh no. That is well short. So misjudged. Judy, you'd want to know, right? Exactly how you stood at all times?
Yeah, I mean, I would, but you know, a caddy sometimes knows his player and knows when's the right time.
Moria watching Aria.
Watching that one, had a little left. It was pounded though.
Hopeful. Dicey.
Yeah, the good thing though is you got a lot of green to let the ball run at 16 today.
Similar spot that we saw Ko play from. Par save, she hopes now. Chun.
Has been so good with them all day, but this one I think might be just a little bit too much to ask for, Terry. Tricky coming through from the fringe to the green. Difference in speed and height of the grass, plus a bit of slope to deal with.
You think it goes back to the right at the hole, Karen?
I think it does. Wants to go left at the start, especially off the fringe.
Turned right behind the hole. That's a heartbreaker when you watch the putt do that.
She will drop to 3 back. 10 under, 3 off the lead. Jump up to the tee at 18, and this obviously up again for the second day. 490, par 5 for Hull.
And she's got plenty of power to get there. This is a low draw. Depends on the kick, though, Terry.
Pro Tracer.
She has caught a dry patch of rough, just a little patch, and she might have caught a lie. I love that little move when she changes directions, stays in the shot really well. Nice high finish. You gotta like it. There's very few swings out here not to like.
Yeah. Might have gotten fortunate too. Start to think these are must makes. Go for par.
I think this one, you are so right, Terry. Really, this has to go in the hole.
Some really important par putts on the back nine for her.
She stood over that one just about a half a second longer than most.
Just curled in that left edge too. So Ko within 2 of Chutana Garn trying to win for the first time. And those making their way up to 18, including Michelle Wie, who was so close back in 2014. Not here in 16. Good lie or not here at 16?
Not good, but not horrible. gouging an 8-iron from 167. And that was a gouge. Turned over a little bit as well. Well, that'll work out, though.
Ridge. Okay. No gimme 2-putt, but from that spot, a good result. Well, it was.
15, the previous hole, was only the second green she has missed today. This has been a very, very consistent performance.
What'd you say, plotter for Co? That's
I did.
Applying here.
Closest challenger to Jutanagan right now is Lydia Ko.
This is a 5-iron, and it's going right.
Oh, not the place to be. Over towards the gallery and into the deeper grass. That's a big mistake from Lydia Ko, and she needed to hit a good one.
But 18, Michelle Wee trying to finish up with a birdie. Well, she started the day at 7 under at a place that she has come to 12 times now. First time was 2003. She was 13 years old. Can it be that long ago, Jude? Made the cut. Third round, 66. So that and one other time, her lowest score here at Mission Hills. Played in the final group that day with Annika Sorenstam and Patricia Meunier-Leboeuf. Eventually won 76 on the final day.
She seemed at the time to be such a natural player, and everything was just beautiful rhythm and tempo, big full golf swing and all. And over time, as she's worked and worked and worked, it just has never seemed quite as natural or quite as easy. And I'm not making any judgments. That's just a statement of fact.
Had a top 10 in quite some time. Thought it would be maybe a chance at a win this Sunday based on what she did the first couple of days. Back to 16, and now no gimme 2-putt for Jutanagarn.
Yeah, you said that in the fairway. You're absolutely right. Bending right the whole way. The higher you hit it, the more it'll turn. And that will also affect the speed. As if you aim it a little further left, you're going to get more into the slope initially. Nonetheless, she's had pretty good feel on these long ones all day. Hasn't left it more than 3 or 4 feet away, and that would be acceptable here. Although you'd like it closer. Caddy asked me how they stood. Walking up to the green, I said, "You got a 2-shot lead," and he looked at me in shock. I had no idea. I still don't think she knows. That'll test you.
That surprise you that they would not be aware of that fact?
Well, it does surprise me, but when you haven't been in this situation before, maybe you're just keeping your nose to the grindstone.
Here you go. Needs some magic here at the 17th.
She does. The ball is sitting up, but the grass is growing into her. Oh, she got that nice and high. Is it soft enough?
It's decent, and she has a chance to save par. But she will not win the hole-in-one prize here with that tee shot. Those two first-class tickets on ANA. ANA, the official airline of the LPGA Tour.
All right, we saw that tee shot from Charlie Hall. Left rough. Here you go, going after it.
Yeah, perfect lie, 210, 195 to carry the right side, just to the left of the pin. Now this is starting a little more left than she wants, though, and it's coming out hot.
Yeah, it's not going to have a chance to catch that ridge. All right. It's a drop circle we saw from the grandstand if that interferes, but I'm not sure exactly where that ball ended up.
Good swing, just maybe a little bit anxious about losing it to the right.
Inji Chan came up short of the green with her tee shot at 17, chipped up to here, so has this for a par.
Yeah, it was a bit of a miss hit, Tom, to come that much short. Very aggressive with the chip, but the bonus is that she would have seen the line as it went past.
needs to stay at 10 under, 3 behind. Of course, an eagle chance at the 18th. And she's been clutch all day. But will it be good enough to win a second major?
Start to find out here. Jutanagan for par. No. Up
First,
early.
Yeah, first bogey on the back nine all week long right there. Couldn't come at a worse time.
Second bogey of the day. First one was all the way back at the 4th. So it's a one-shot lead. You didn't say it before she did it, so you can't blame any of us.
Lydia won't know that Jutanagan has just made a bogey, but this has become so much more important, Karen.
It has, and I've just noticed the rules official on the left paying close attention to his watch. Lydia and Ingy were running up the fairway. Oh, she's up to the challenge again.
Well, that will speed things up. Par for Co, 1 behind, heading to the 18th of Mission Hills. We know anything can happen there.
And then there were 4 still in the mix, including Lydia Ko. Big putt a moment ago, trailing by 1 on the tee at 18.
This one started down the left, fading to the right side. And should stay in the fairway.
A chance? What are you thinking, too?
It's a tough one, isn't it, Karen?
It would have to be a really nice number for her to want to give it a go. I'm not so sure she has that in her bag, Judy.
The tee at the 71st hole, and Daria Jutanagan with a 1-shot lead.
It's up there a little bit, right to left help.
Just saw Lexi hit a good 6-iron right out if it released to what looks like the back fringe in line with the flagstick. Daria going with 7.
He's made 3 here every day. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's left. Started left, turning left. Won't fly the bunker.
She's looked very comfortable, but suddenly it's not the comfort level that we have seen throughout the day from Jutanagan when she really needs to play her best. Makes a loose golf swing, Judy.
Yeah, swings it back and maybe doesn't quite finish that backswing, kind of hurries it on through. And the one thing that's hard to do when you get a little tighter, you get a little shook, is to maintain your rhythm. You don't all of a sudden just swing the club differently, but your rhythm changes a little bit and you make a bad move.
Ingy Chun trailing by 2.
Not a breath of wind. This one starting down the left.
Gorgeous
not moving
tee
very
shot.
much. Yeah.
Definitely has the length. Okay. We saw Lexi eagle the 18th yesterday. Up is the tee for the 2nd straight day. There's the look from high above, courtesy of ANA, inspiration of Japan. And that water around the green at 18. So many great moments here through the years. Hole's 3rd.
Come out a little bit hot, but it should track to the left. Very nice from there. Took relief from the stands. Didn't use the option of the drop.
Still traveling though, Jim.
Yeah, it is.
That's all the way off.
That was really a good shot, though.
The only good news here is the next one's back up the hill.
Charlie's caddy, by the way, Adam Woodward. He's made the lead. Knows what it's like to go into Poppy's Pond.
Caddied for Sun Young Yu.
Walking with purpose, Lydia Ko. Walking up to her 2nd. Well, you're talking about that last putt that she had for par. She's had several of them. Go back to the 11th. Remember, she was in trouble there. Scrambled to this point and made it. Stayed at 11 under. And that's when Jutanagarn got it to 12. So from that point forward, having to keep pace, Jude.
Yeah, missed the green here at 13, way to the left.
16, not a lengthy one, but a must-make most likely at that point. And a little slider, too.
It'll make you take a quick breath, and this was a slider to the right. Not a simple putt at all.
Most players, they can't keep making those. They can't keep putting themselves in that position and make them. The great ones do, somehow, in major championships and in these moments.
It's all about making that one or two or three that really matter.
I don't know how you learn it. I'm not sure you do, but the great ones have that ability in those moments to rise to that and use that to their advantage rather than fold under it. We'll see what happens with Jutanagarn, Tom.
This second needs to get up and down from the bunker.
Yeah, and it's not an easy bunker shot, although not brutal. Downhill lie for a lengthy bunker shot isn't a bad thing. It should release a little more.
And it'll feed to the right.
Steady though, and it's not going to stay on the green. This is a player who's had 9 top 5 finishes on the LPGA Tour. She is not somebody who's just come out of nowhere. She did lose in a playoff last year in the Bahamas.
She is to the consciousness of the average fan, though.
Exactly, but she's got the game.
Charlie Hull just off the green in front of Poppy's Pond for birdie.
Really slow on a move back to the back of the green.
Give yourself a chance, Charlie.
She always says it's not life and death, and she putted it like it wasn't life and death. Wow.
Approaches the game like that. 3 straight rounds of 69 to finish up at 11 under.
Her first LPGA experience was as a 10-year-old. She played in the Pro-Am at the Rico Women's British Open at Royal Lytham in St. Anne's, and I very much remember this little girl back then.
16-year-old amateur here in 2012, her first professional event.
Two-time Solheim Cup player, Curtis Cup player. She's had a lot of experience.
Woburn on the side of her shirt there, where the Women's British Open, Women's Open Championship will be held.
152. Bit of downwind, and you've got to adjust it.
Good punch.
Yep.
Now just grip it short.
Okay.
Lydia Ko was going to give me a heart attack. She had a wood out looking to go for it. It was 202 just to make the carry off of a downhill lie, and I wasn't liking it too much, but has decided just to lay up. And honestly, I think that was a good play.
Agree with it, Jude?
Yeah, well, it's a perfect layup, and what I do think is Lydia Ko can make 4 from there. And the chance of making 3 is pretty slim.
And she is 1 behind, at least for the moment. We'll see if that sticks.
Jutanagarn has to make this one to go to the 72nd tee with a 1-shot advantage.
Very few miscues at all until the tee shot on 15 and 16. Then, of course, a 3-putt and the wild miss here, the worst shot of the day for area. You just got to wonder what's going on inside right now, what those nerves and emotions are like. Oh, that's nowhere near in yet.
And she blew that lead under the most pressure that she would have felt in her career at home in Thailand 3 years ago, trying to win as a 17-year-old. It was the putter that let her down. She hit some pretty poor putts on that final green.
Up ahead, In-Ji Chun going after it.
From 225, perfectly flat lie, which was the difference between hers and Lydia Ko's. Hit that fantastic.
Gotta stop.
Look out, look out. I haven't seen one go in right there.
There was a time when that was there. It was all shaved.
That's right.
That'll be interesting. Back to 17.
I tell you what would be interesting is Maria Jutanagan missing this one. Let's hope she can make this for a bogey.
She hasn't sniffed missing the center of the cup from this length or a couple feet further all day.
No trouble at all. It's back-to-back bogeys on the 16th and 17th holes. And she falls back to 11 under par, and there's a three-way tie for the lead.
But she's got the power for that 18th. It'll be pretty interesting.
That's 6 onto that is 61. 61, 28, 89. 61, 28, 89.
How many
So
is there
about,
behind it?
You got 4 behind to the bottom of the slope and 9 in total.
89 pin?
Yeah, about 6 short of the pin. There's a slight downhill. So that's 83, it goes slightly down to the chin.
84.
Yeah, that's all you need. 84.
Wind helping.
Yeah. See the flags behind the green? There's just a little bit of help, probably 3 yards.
81.
81, and then adjusted like 79. You want to land like half a yard left, and then it spins to the pin.
Go right in.
Yep.
Boy, how good are you? You want to land half a yard left.
Pretty precise. That would be it.
I guess you're pretty good. Wow, what a shot.
Precision to the end. Ko, #1 in the world, can get it to 12 under. Back-to-back bogeys, 11 under, tied for the lead. Jutanagan.
Oh my. Oh goodness, that is wet for sure.
A bit hard to watch, Judy.
Heartbreaking finish for somebody who played so consistently. She was just so stable and so unemotional all day.
So the only explanation is the pressure.
The pressure. You want it too badly, and your body just will not cooperate.
And with mom and sister out there walking and watching. They're up ahead a moment ago. This taking place.
People talk about what you learn losing. You learn an awful lot winning. And Lydia Ko has learned a lot about how to make that happen. She's learned a lot about how to handle it.
So after making that walk, here we are. And it's a whole lot more fun learning it while you win. In-Ji Chun, remember this is her second up to this point. She did not take a drop, so this will be her third shot coming up.
And the ball is up. It's in a bad lie, but the stance is very precarious on the rocks. Has to use the bank to go high and then let it drop down to the hole.
Might have to hold it. And good effort. But that would get her to 11 under and a share of the lead as it stands right now. Remember, you've got Ko in there very close. You know, you think about what she's done today with the par saves, a couple of early birdies, that's it. But those putts to hang around, you're down 2, it's slipping away, someone else is running away with it, or at least threatening to, and yet here she stands at the end with a putt to take a one-shot lead.
Well, that's what, in the best case scenario, if you're playing really well, that a plotter does. They just don't ever go away. Even though they're not playing their very best, they find a way to not go away. What I love about Lydia Ko, and what I love about a lot of players who are very good, is this strong will that they have. And you see it in Lydia Ko, but you don't see it in a pained sort of way. You see it in a very pleasant way, but her will is there, and make no mistake.
What must be going on underneath, because she just won't let it go. She will not give in. It's got to be maddening to try to play against her. Chun for birdie.
One more time, Terry.
Yes. And at the moment, in a share of the lead.
And there's a young woman that's mentally strong. We've seen that all day today and all week for that matter.
I saw it last year in a major championship. The U.S. Women's Open. Just getting things started. Okay, so going to go through the full routine. Lydia Ko for birdie and a one-shot advantage. Top of the leaderboard for Lydia Ko, who just was relentless today. Would not go away, even though it looked like it was in someone else's hands midway through. In the clubhouse at 12 under. In the water off the tee. Dropped here, didn't cross up there, so she's got to play this from all the way back here, the third for Jutanagarn.
She could have made a case for it crossing up there. Other caddy in the group thought it might have, but she didn't give herself the benefit of the doubt.
Got to respect that.
I think is admirable. Most players would have lobbied for it.
So the next one has to go in.
Yeah, maybe touch that.
Trying to keep the smile. Thompson now.
Same close yesterday after an enormous drive, 217 yards to the hole and a 5-iron.
She has yet to make a birdie today. Hard to believe.
Very hard to believe.
Go right, baby.
That dry streak might be over now.
Yeah, you do shake your head at that and wonder how it's possible.
It might be possible she makes this putt and still doesn't make a birdie today.
Well, it went south from the start. Opening tee shot. Started with a one-shot lead. Way right off the first, and not much went well for her the rest of the day until now. Go in, go in. We go to Lisa with Charlie Hull.
Terry, thank you. Charlie, it seemed like coming in, you did everything you could do to win this golf tournament. What are your emotions like right now?
I'm happy, because I played some great golf shots in like that back nine. Well, it all kind of started from the ninth hole where I made birdie there, and I'm happy. I feel like I know I can play well under pressure now when I have to get it going. I think Solheim kind of helps me with that, making birdies in when you're down, and that's what I kind of did out there today, and I'm happy to hold that putt on the last, and I'm proud of myself. I feel it was great, but Lydia hit a great shot into last, and now she should be proud of herself.
Being so close in a major championship, what's your takeaway from the week?
I think it's great. I'm looking forward to going home though, but I can't wait for my next tournament. I'm going to take 3 weeks off, but I'm buzzed for the rest of the season. I've put some good work in over Christmas, so I feel like so far this year I've had quite a few couple of top 10s and another one to add to the collection.
Great playing. Congratulations. Enjoy the downtime.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Is she ever not happy?
She's a pretty happy spirit. Yes,
Yeah.
she is. And the fact that she can play golf happy is a plus.
Yep. Okay, so now the fourth, and this one has to go in for Jutanagarn.
Not sure she knows that. She should. 101 yards to the hole.
A little magic with Kari Webb one year here.
Not going to catch enough speed.
What must it be like and feel like to have two hands reaching out and within inches of that trophy? to see it all fall away.
You're trying to put on the face that you know you have to put on, but your stomach has just fallen out. It is so hard. It is such a deflated feeling. And I don't suppose it's going to be today, but I'm glad so many people got to see Aria play golf.
And for Lydia Ko, it is back-to-back in two different ways. In weeks on the LPGA Tour and major championships. She won the Evian to become the youngest ever to win an LPGA major, and now she is the youngest to win two. Got a feeling that run's not going to stop.
She carries this #1 title really, really well, and she's an ambassador for golf and an ambassador for herself everywhere she goes. Lexi Thompson has kind of grown up as a golfer in front of our eyes, and she does so many things so well. But just apparently wasn't meant to be today because she never really got a glimpse of fighting for it.
A little giggle at the pronunciation of her name as we send it over to Karen with Lydia.
Lydia, what a fantastic performance, and I'm almost speechless for everybody watching how well you held it together coming down the stretch. Did you have any idea on what was going on whilst you were out there making those putts for par?
There were some putts I said, hey, if you hold this, you've still got a chance. But, I didn't really get to see the leaderboard or know what the girls behind was doing until 17, and I saw that Aria was 4 under for the day, through 15. So I said, hey, I need to get my game going, make this up and down on 17, and try and go for it on 2 or make a birdie on 18 to give myself a chance. But this has been a long week. I'm proud that I was able to make those clutch putts, especially on the back 9. But it's a pretty amazing feeling, and just to see the poppies pond, it's pretty surreal.
Youngest player in LPGA history to win 2 majors. When you started your LPGA career, did you ever think you would be in this position?
No. I just wanted to enjoy playing on the tour. It was always my dream to play on the LPGA. So, just being here, being in this position, I knew it was a dream come true. So, for these amazing things to be happening, it's unbelievable. But I think it also motivates me to work harder and try and put myself in good position and contention whenever I can.
And what kind of jump are you going to do?
I never really imagined it. I always saw the poppies pond and I said, man, that's such a clear water. You don't exactly know how, but I don't know. I gotta think of something funny or good, just as long as I don't break anything.
Well, I'm excited to see it. Many congratulations. Fantastic performance, Lydia.
Thank you.
And as when Judy goes to dinner, paparazzi waiting, they await the lead. Jutanagarn. Surprised when Jerry said her caddy, he was walking up to the green at 16, and he told him they had a 2-shot lead, and he had a look of surprise on his face.
Well, I'm very surprised that the caddy wasn't pretty clued into what the score was, but I can understand the caddy saying, I'm not going to say anything to her just yet.
Kia shot of the day. Ko, that third, said, what, about half a yard?
Yeah, he said half a yard left.
Yeah, that would be half a yard left. She's coachable. I know it made you shake your head then, and it did again now, watching the replay.
A man named Guy Wilson in New Zealand and our friend David Ledbetter, they would both agree she is coachable.
Kia shot of the day from Lydia Ko, who wrapped up her second major championship. Lexi Thompson to finish with an eagle. If you would have told her at the beginning of the day, hey, Lexi, you're going to eagle 18. If you'd have bet the ranch, she'd be jumping into Poppy's Pond. But a 73. unique setting here, isn't it? In women's golf, maybe the best. And Heartbreak for this 20-year-old from Thailand.
But if nothing else, you have seen a tremendous talent moving into her spot in women's golf.
And has to now take that next step. And how do you do that? Because every time you get there again, until you succeed, this will be fresh on your mind.
No doubt you have to whip it. You have to get past it one time, and then it'll all go away.
And reference what happened in Thailand a few years ago with the lead in the last hole, and now the bogey at 16, bogey at 17 in Jutanagarn. Coming up short after having a lead, a 2-shot lead through much of the back 9. And for Lydia Ko, first time she led all day after her putt at 18. Even apologizing to the crowd, saying, I got to go. They're really rushing me. As normal as you can get when you're 18 and you've won 12 times in 2 majors.
Yeah, that's an excellent way to put it, because that's exactly how she is. I think she has, though, taken on learning to drive, and that's not a golf ball. She's learned that. Drive a car.
Tried to drive a cart on what morning drive not too long ago. It was not the best. Different on the road. But this has become quite some ceremony now through the years, which first took place back in the late 80s in the Elcott, and obviously it's become a big tradition, big part of this event. But now with ANA, you've got the flight attendants out there, you've got the robe, you got the ritual taking place right now. It's gotten very quiet in the grandstand. Get a break of the action. We send it to Jerry.
Thank you very much. Lydia Ko, second major, youngest in LPGA history to do that. 12 wins before the age of 19, 2 consecutive majors, and you've been dreaming about this moment for the longest time, I know.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unbelievable moment. You know, I've always walked down that bridge and just seen the poppies pond and said, wow, that's super clear, and, you know, how amazing would it be to just jump in there. And, you know, just, you know, obviously earlier this week, Abby jumped in there after Danielle chipped it in for eagle, and said, hey, you know, how do you beat that kind of jump? But, you know, it's an amazing moment. Obviously, being here with the team makes it even more special.
The team consists of your mother, your sister, your caddy, and his fiance. Your leap into destiny awaits. Guys, if you would.
Along with his sister and mom. At the end, at least. Little delayed jump. You got to bring as many as you can in the water with you, right?
It's a little hard. It used to be a little more spontaneous. Now it's a planned event.
You got to choreograph it. You got to answer questions from Jerry about it before you go in there. And she said she hadn't planned anything, so you got the spontaneity of that at least. Maybe the toughest part right now, all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting.
So one more look. That's a pretty standard lead, don't you think?
I don't think that's going to make the top 5.
There's not even a nickname I can come up with. I can't name it. Oh, she did the "I love you" sign. Oh, Jason Ham. Oh, that was pretty good though. From Jason.
Belly flop, wasn't it?
One hurt on the left. And now the robe from ANA, chairman of ANA, and Mike Scanlon out there, coordinate things from IMG. Lydia Ko, second youngest to win on the LPGA, 2 majors. But how about young Tom Morris in 1869? We weren't driving cars out to this golf tournament then. Or watching on TV. Little piece of history for Lydia Ko, and who would doubt her? Coming in, she won last week, the Kia, and now back-to-back weeks and back-to-back major championships. Midway through that back 9, even though she is the best in the world, you would have not wagered on her to take this one.
She wasn't looking like somebody who was knocking the flagstick down and making birdies, but what she did was she saved herself several times at such important times, and she locked it up with that little wedge at 18.
It just wouldn't go away. It kept making putts to stay somewhere near. Was down by 2, but then the trouble for Jutanagarn. And it's Lydia Ko here in the 45th edition of the ANA Inspiration, who makes the leap and walks away with the title. LPGA returning to Golf Channel Wednesday, April 13th, 7 o'clock Eastern. For Judy and the crew, I'm Terry Gannon. Great week in the desert. Golf Central coming up.